I wish to reverse further to get some lovely, lovely fuel. I'll assume there's fuel here, of course.
You can buy yourself some, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can use my service trailer when you get there.
I've got some on my roof actually, but
Wow, save that. My service trailer's much bigger.
So maintenance trailer's got repairing stuff. I assume you
Oh,
mean
that's it, maintenance trailer.
You mean a maintenance trailer, even though it has the words service trailer written on it.
how do we choose fuel?
Just choose a fuel trailer.
Somewhere, is it? No, I don't want a fuel trailer.
What do you want? A maintenance trailer?
Oh, I thought we were going to buy some fuel.
Buy a fuel trailer, refuel, and sell the fuel trailer. And question quietly, as I said, why? Oh my god! I've already, since I've refueled, I've already used 3 litres of fuel just idling.
Well, let me bloody choose them. What's going on?
Alright.
Pick one. That one. That one. Maybe I can't put them on.
Oh, is it because
go drive forwards, drive forwards.
It won't fit?
There's a fence. It says insufficient space quite clearly in big letters.
Oh, right.
It clearly needed to be bigger.
Yeah, but with the shoot 'em up, I thought it'd be quite fun to have a game where you could go off and play it during the week and go, hey, I've got this cool new weapon, it will help. I also love the idea of people speccing ships, like repair ships or energy ships, that sort of thing, and ending up with a proper squad-based shooter. But then I had a thought, and I have asked, I need to ask more people, are there any shoot 'em ups that are horizontally scrolling from above? I actually can't. That's
from the side.
That's from the side. I actually can't think of any. So that's
That'd be weird.
Well, why is it weird?
You mean everything's going left to right rather than down the screen?
So there are many vertical shooters. There are many horizontal shooters. All of the earlier shooters were right to left, not left to right. But I don't know the shooter where the viewpoint is above and yet you scroll left to right. I just don't know of any. I don't know. There's a technical reason.
I mean, it seems to make more sense to me that you would want to go forwards up the screen.
Yeah, but I mean, Skyforce was initially a mobile game, and then you can tell because, like, the boss fights and everything, there's just nothing happening on the left and right third of the screen because it was a portrait game. So yeah, that's a vertically scrolling shooter. But forget vertically scrolling shooters. So all vertically scrolling shooters are overhead view. Forget those. Horizontally scrolling shooters, you know, R-Type, Vulcan Venture, Salamander, Sidearms. There are many of these. You know, many thousands. I cannot think of a single one that's overhead viewpoint.
I think because if you were going to do overhead view, you would go forwards up the screen.
Yeah, but you're going forwards to the right from a side view.
That's not your forwards, though. Whereas up and forwards, for myself, when I'm sitting, up the screen is closest to forwards, but right is definitely nothing to do with nothing like forwards.
But forget that, though, because you're... if you're playing a normal shooter, your viewpoint is to the side of your spaceship, and you travel to the right. Just the spaceship's forwards. I mean, it's mostly... I love Skyforce, but I think one of its weakest things is the fact it's a vertically scrolling widescreen shooter. But then I was wondering whether or not that's a good idea because I'm planning on having a game with quite literally no limit on players. You know,
I mean, you wrote a 3-screen, i.e. ultra-wide vertical scroller.
Yeah, that's because I was copying Night 42.
Yeah.
It was cool.
And it worked?
It did. I mean, SnowRunner. I forgot the name, you know. Skyforce works. It's just obviously a portrait shooter where they've jammed on some extra scenery left and right.
I can think of a racing game, not not a shooting game.
A side-scrolling
What,
racing
racing
game?
Yeah.
Now, hold on. Shush. 2D?
Yep.
Wait, from above or from the side?
I'd say it's from above, although because it's abstract, you could argue.
I'm thinking of Mil Miglia. I don't.
Alright, I'm thinking of a bitstream.
Ah, that's shit. Okay. Yes, but you are correct. Yes, you are correct. Play to the strengths of the aspect ratio. Because I mean, there's essentially once you get games of this, they usually turn into isometric at that point. But I was also wondering, as an idle idea, to imagine that the game is a vertically scrolling shooter, and it's in 3D, you know, so you can put the camera anywhere, or it's a horizontally scrolling shooter, and you get to pick. So you can actually have several people playing the game, some of them playing a vertical shooter and some playing a horizontal shooter. Not sure that's my best.
I do like the idea of
It's
these
original.
kind of asymmetric games, but that's not really asymmetric gameplay, it's just asymmetric UI.
Camera view, yes.
What's our destination, by the way?
Well, the petrol station.
I am, if you can find me.
Yeah, the petrol station initially, and then a race with the rain.
Oh, I brought a the maintenance trailer to a race with the rain, so
Oh, good, because I've knackered with suspension.
I knew it'd come in handy.
But it surprises me that in the many thousands of shooters ever made, that this apparently hasn't come up before. I said all of the initial shooters were right to left. I think the Western shooters were right to left and the Japanese shooters were left to right. And now we've settled, your ship always goes from the left-hand side of the screen to the right. Like, that is just... I can't think of any exceptions at all. Woo! Yeah, it's a little bit fragile, isn't it?
The Ankh, yeah, it can be.
I might buy the Crocodile, by the way, which is one of the DLC tracks, because it's super duper duper fast and it looks awesome. If Mia was razzing around that.
Maybe I'm going to have to find that. Where is this? It's in the Epic Store.
I assume so.
I wonder if I can unlock it while playing.
Repair me. Oh, wait, hold on.
Okay.
Wait.
What?
Oh, that's you. Sorry, I was like, why? I couldn't work out, because it was like, oh, it's fully fixed, but it was you that was fully fixed, not me.
Where is it? Oh, the Crocodile pack.
But it looks... I mean, when I say it's really fast, it could probably do like 30 miles an hour, which is...
Oh, the Jeep Duel pack. Oh, there's loads of one-off packs that I haven't got.
So they are mini collectible DLCs, so that they didn't expect anybody to want them. That's why they're not part of the season pass.
That makes sense. If nobody wants them, make them separate, so no one will buy them.
Yeah, it's like okay. Oh, this is going to be easy. 1 minute 30 is the gold. What do we have to get to? Oh. Ah. Right, there are two routes. One of them is very long, and one of them is very dangerous.
Interesting.
Let me go and look at the very dangerous one and see whether or not that seems like a... I'm surprised it's not gold is 1 minute 30, and silver is like 6 minutes. So, you know...
I have a couple of SnowRunner speed runs on that site. Absolutely bonkers.
I mean, you can look at your best times. I mean, I've got some great times on the one on Black River. Oh, okay, that's not too bad. Right, that's this is gonna go so wrong. I say it's not that bad. It's not that bad, but it's not good either. No, coming back, Matt's coming back, coming back, coming back. That means take your foot off the accelerator. Oh, it's Rob.
To be fair, it wasn't my foot, it was my finger.
Okay, I'm just going to restart because I'm now nearly out of time. Are you going to go first?
Well, you're in front, so I suspect you're going to go first.
No, I think you should go first. It makes for better stream footage when you fall in. Excuse me. Après tout, mon ami. You have 90.
There you go.
Oh, not a good start. I immediately started by reversing. But.
No, hold on. I need to do it again.
And they're off. And Rob drives into
I
a
haven't
boat.
even checked the route. What could possibly go wrong?
It's just straight across here. It's very obvious. Why are you in the...
It's fine.
I guess I'll recover you because you're actually in the way.
Yeah. And my engine is broken. No, not broken.
Fucked?
Nope.
Next. Baloneyed.
In need of a minor service.
Yes.
Got the runs.
Okay, Rob, can you get out? Can you get into any other vehicle or go to a garage, please? I can't winch you when you're in it.
Okie dokie.
Heaven forbid they'd fix that bug. It's only been in there 2 years. As I said, it becomes very apparent these people test the game, but they don't play it. This is something only come about when you're actually trying to play the game multiplayer.
Well, this trailer's only 300 metres from the trailer store.
Awesome. Okay, Rob, if you want to get back in, it's probably all good.
On the map, it's still half underwater, so I'm not entirely sure about that.
It was alright till I let go of the grappling hook. Not grappling hook. Grappling hook. Okay, stop. Yeah, you have to get out. Like, when you... Now, it's just stuck in the world as like an immovable physics object.
Yeah. The GMC Brigadier, do I care about that? I don't think so.
How many of
Do I have a class?
How many of these vehicles are there?
So there's a bunch of wraps that you can get. Then there's the Classico pack, the Western Star 49X.
I did get the Classico pack, but that was yonks back.
The GMC Brigadier. The Jeep pack.
Now, I need to try and leave this somewhere you can attach it, so I'll try and be kind with how to deposit it.
Just somewhere vaguely in the vicinity is fine. Because what we'll do is once we're done this mission, there's a bunch of trailers on this level we'll want to retrieve. Okay, Rob, you're all good to get back in now.
Okay. There we go. Classico.
Oh wait,
Jeep,
no, it's gone again.
I'm not going to get back in until you guarantee that it's fine.
Well, it was fine, and then it got unfine.
Right, here we go. Let's buy all the add-ons. I don't believe I'm so out of date.
Okay, you're definitely good now.
Definitely.
Yeah, but when you get in, you need to put the handbrake on immediately because it will roll down a hill.
Okay then.
No, I see. Okay, yeah, totally fixed. All good. Absolutely not rolling down that hill. It's rolling down. Yes,
It is very, very bent.
I've been following the ID Buzz sort of stuff. It looks very disappointing. It's still got the same shitty UI as the ID3 and ID4. You can't move the seats, so that was a lie. You know, you can't. They showed you could move the seats and got a table in the original. So yeah, they've really taken quite a step back from what they were showing initially. So yeah, a bit disappointed. So a little bit slower this time, Rob, and with more steering and less drowning.
It's a really good idea.
Thank you, thank you. Follow me for more driving tips.
Off we go.
Max, it's incredibly simple, by the way. Accept the quest and head this way and don't fall in the water. It's really, really, really straightforward.
What were you saying? Which bit's simple?
The don't fall in the water. Did you fall in the water again?
Well, maybe.
You got.
I turned around and I hit a giant boulder and just bounced up in the air.
No, well, in this case, I'm going to come back for you. But I have a funny feeling you are about to do the world's first car boat.
The world's first car boat to come off it.
I'll be back in a minute. Or
Fine, water damages the truck.
there's not much I can do. I don't actually. I think Max might be able to save you more than I can.
Where am I supposed to be going this time? So you've set this mission this time.
The farm. It's literally the other side of the river. If you look at me on the map, you can see exactly where you have to go. It's easy. I'm going to do it in under a minute.
See the floating ank?
Done. 1 minute.
Six ank wheels poking out.
But I don't think I can save you, but I think Max can. That's really easy. You don't even need to rush.
Now I'm going to go back to Black River and see if I can pick up the Classico pack or the Crocodile without restarting.
I'll go around. How do we get there? Round the back of the hut? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, just it's just a straight line there. It's very easy, very, 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 very simple, straightforward, no problems at all. Unless your name is Rob, in which case apparently very challenging. But I don't think I can get him out. Oh, in fact, Rob, yeah, you're fucked. Your vehicle is now floated away.
Yeah.
We're fishing from Lachauca.
Yeah.
Two trailers.
Overlay Apache, is that part of the new pack?
On this level, by the way, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trailers to recover.
There's the Jeeps, there's the Crocodile. I'm going to have to restart. Right.
Why can't I see Max?
Right.
Oh, here he comes.
I'm supposed to be driving on that sort of rocky stuff.
It's really, really easy. It's not. It looks terrifying. It's just not.
What happened to Rob?
Rob is restarting so he can get his.
I sunk my vehicle, so I'm going to have to recover it and drive back anyway. So I thought I would just restart and get my.
To be fair, it didn't sink.
Oh.
Technically true.
I'm done. What was your time?
Oh, 2 minutes.
What? Oh, well.
I took my time.
You probably could have restarted.
A minute looking at the map. I spent a minute looking at the map. So.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah, well, you know what you work out what you're going to do, then you restart the mission. Oh, come on, stop.
What am I doing now? Collecting that trailer over there.
What trailer? The one
The
attached to my
log
vehicle.
trailer?
The one attached to my vehicle, no, please don't. If you... Oh, there's so many. So at the fuel station, there's a bunch of trailers. You want to grab one of them? Rob, you left and came back.
Yeah, and I forgot about my maintenance trailer.
That's Max's fuel trailer. That's fine. That doesn't count. That will disappear.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, left or right here.
I am confused. When Rob left,
Yes.
I suddenly walked to the garage.
Were you in one of Rob's cars?
Oh, right, okay. Must have
Oh,
been.
did you get in my Caterpillar?
Yeah, right, okay, that explains it. That's fine, because I just moved 2 trailers, so it was perfect timing as it happened. Yeah.
Where am I
Sorry,
going?
I didn't realise that you were in it.
So what we want to do now is move 10 trailers to the entrance to this level. That should be our next goal. So I want to get rid of... There's no trailers on this level. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So
Right,
I want to
so
take...
the one,
But correct me if I'm wrong. Check I'm not talking shit, 'cause I might be.
well, there's one at the fuel station. I can go and get it from there.
Yeah, is
Yeah.
there a trailer depot on this map?
No.
Right, then we should
You know,
take...
the one at
On this map. Then if not, we should take all of the trailers to the... what's it called? Exit point.
Back onto Smithfield Dam, and there's the one just down there.
Yeah, there's a trailer sell point not very far into Smithfield Dam. Yes.
Oh, failed to connect.
Oh,
Strange.
you want the cross-play code?
No,
Incorrect.
I've never
answer.
used the code before.
Delta Yankee Juliet Juliet 2.
I'm not remembering that.
The thing is, you have to because Izzard is cross-play, and it doesn't put you have any choice.
Yeah, but I don't have to.
You do. That's what we found when we have some people who are using crossplay.
Oh, when some people are using crossplay, everybody needs to use the code.
Except sometimes when they don't. Yes.
That's wonderfully
Cache.
clear.
It's cash, isn't it?
It's fine. It's just I don't. They should just remove the other bit and just keep crossplay codes only. Really.
Anyway, it's not just me using crossplay. We're all using crossplay.
No, we're on an epic.
Yeah, but we're playing together.
Epic icons by our names.
But yeah, it's when the host has someone who's not on their system. Things seem to get a little bit flaky. I can't believe there's 10 trailers on this level, right? Just this map. But this is completely the wrong vehicle for this, so... PlayerTech UK has left the game. Connection loss, eh?
Weird.
Because you're not joining via crossplay. The code is grapes, sugar, 39 pence.
That's not what it says on my screen.
You can also... Yes, but you have a different join code that he could also use. Grapes, sugar, 39p. Or...
Thank you.
We had loads of issues last time, like just absolutely tons with this new system. But when did they implement crossplay? 6 months ago? A year ago? We've stayed away from this game to give them the opportunity to fix this shit.
Right, loading. Let's see if we can actually get in.
If not, we'll use Izzard's join code because he is the crossplay. I'm beginning to regret the Ankh as a choice of vehicle for this. If it's thirstiness. There are at least 2 trailers on here that will not be done using what we've got. So I'm travelling 500 metres. How many litres of fuel does it take me to travel 500 metres?
500 litres. That's why they have the same sounding name.
Oh. It is. Can you give us your crossplay code so Rob can try joining using that?
Okay.
Which obviously you can't see when you're in the menu. That would be stupid.
Okay, it's 9 Juliet, 9 Mike Delta.
9 Juliet, 9 Mike Delta. Okay. Thank you.
I think you need to share your screen as well.
No, he's on there.
I've been sharing my screen since I restarted, but I haven't managed to get in the game. That's the problem.
Oh, okay, it's because I've got to choose to watch you again.
Just stick the screen on a different
I'm
screen.
on YouTube.
I had to click. I had to add Rob to my Discord view again.
Ah. Hey, Fortress America, 1776. Long time no see. How are you?
Able to establish connection.
Max, what about your crossplay code? That's what we found last time. We just end up using different until it just works.
Mine's F25XO.
X0 or X octopus?
X0. No, XO. That's what I said, isn't it? XO.
When creating codes, do not put the letter 0 or the number in. Or have a obvious...
And it's worse, because this font, there's 1 pixel width difference between an O and a 0 and an O. So, F25XO, let's try that.
What's my crossplay? Where is it? Manage party, there it is.
You can just copy it to the clipboard, though, and then paste it into Discord.
You cannot connect to other players in the to this crossplay. You cannot connect to other players to this crossplay session. It says on my screen.
What?
Yeah, I think Rob broke it when he left. So I think we may have to restart. So that shit.
Oh my god.
Actually, Rob, you're not thinking. Can you just Google for us? Is there any solution to this other than restart the game?
Did Rob actually completely close the game then?
Yes, I did.
Think so. Yeah, you cannot connect to other players' crossplay session. So, what? When people leave, they can't rejoin. No one can ever rejoin. Again, this was implemented over a year ago, if I recall correctly.
I'm just going to wait here then, because if we need to restart, I'm currently using my own truck, so...
Yeah, well, I will... I mean, we're not doing anything difficult. I can grab some trucks. I can grab some crap trucks. They don't need to be good. I'm on the big screen, Fortress. And then we've got Izzard, Max, and Uatech top to bottom.
Who are you talking to?
Fortress America 1776. Who is,
wow. He sounds American.
He is. Nothing to do with Fortress Craft. Complete coincidence.
Just the Continental Congress.
Yes, and well, you say that, but I don't think America is a real word. I know it's not Fortress Craft, but you are on a primarily Fortress Craft channel for the person who wrote Fortress Craft with a name with the word Fortress in it. It was more the fact you spelled America wrong that amused me. It's Fortress America.
Come on, Rob, fix it.
Fix it.
Yeah, is there any usefuls on the Google?
There's nothing useful on the Google.
Right,
Well, in that case, I guess we will restart. I will spawn some trucks for you.
Well, hang on. Hang on, before you do that,
Yeah.
if you restart, I'm going to have to restart anyway. So let me just try restarting first, see if that does it. Sort of try the least. What's the word? Words. Insert word there. The least thing.
The least. Fabulous.
Yeah. He's fabulous. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'll spawn some vehicles that are capable of towing things. I think we're going to need at least one vehicle with a saddle high or low. Don't know which.
Right,
where are we trying to take them, by the way?
If you just take them to the entrance.
Smithfield Dam.
If you just take them to the entrance of the dam first, because that's quicker rather than taking them all back and forwards and back and forwards and back and forwards.
Yeah.
At least disruptive, that's a good word.
Yeah.
What are you playing on?
I'm playing on PS5. Not
On
PS4. Sorry, did you ask me what I was playing on?
Yeah, what platform?
PS5.
PS5, but although it's only a PS4 game for now.
Okay. Cool.
It's a bit muffly though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Muffly? Oh, well, that's...
Yeah, you sound muffled for some reason.
Yeah, but that's just how he sounds.
Well, I don't know why, because the first time I used this as a headset, he said it sounded great. I don't know why it's got crap.
We've all got better. Okay, so saddle low is for little things? Or saddle high for little things?
I've got a table if you want me to dig it out.
Well, saddle high is only for a very, very few things, I think. That's for, like, massive, massive, massive things. Saddle low, I believe, is for everything else.
I think that's right.
Good. Let's go with that.
Right, so the saddle low is for flatbed, semi, fuel carrier, fuel carrier, semi.
Tell us what's for saddle high.
Gooseneck. Saddle high is heavy-duty longbow trailer, the super heavy semi-trailer, and the wide flatbed semi-trailer.
Yeah. So
that's an easier list.
So there's only three things that are high, so we want low. Yep. That makes sense.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Upgrade this vehicle at all.
Now I'm just searching for session.
Well, Izzard doesn't look like he can come in either. I bet Max can't. I think what's happened is you leaving has broken it. Or rather, you leaving has highlighted an issue with their code. But I've spawned...
let me try join then.
I've spawned some vehicles, though. The code... Oh, I don't have a code. Cannot connect to other players' this crossplay session. So I don't have a code.
Mine is HZADI.
Oh, it's just popped up a code. Oh, I went into the manage and now it told me about the code. Maybe the code can only be used once. That's what it is. And you have to go back in there to generate another code.
Okay. Code, please.
Juliet Yankee Whiskey 4 Indigo.
Well done remembering your phonetic alphabet.
I panicked at the end, but Israel.
Wasn't listening. Juliet Whiskey.
Juliet Yankee Whiskey for Israel.
For Israel.
You cannot connect to other players. It's crossplay session. I think what it means is, that means someone is in the progress of joining. So I believe Izzard has joined.
No, I was in the progress of joining and it just failed.
Because we had this before. When you start to join, it says no one can join, which is fine. But yeah, I can give you a code, Rob, but... I
just used a code and it didn't let me in.
Right, Rob, reboot your computer. Works for me.
Rob rebooting his computer works for you?
No, Rob, your computer, because I can get in. So it hasn't broken it. It's only broken it for Rob. Rob, I'll give you a code in case that makes any difference. You ready to try another one?
No, hold on.
think that's a 0 as opposed to a capital O.
I know, good. I do only have one SnowRunner process running.
Oh.
This is the SnowRunner meta game.
What, getting it to
Networking.
work? Yeah, at least the Live for Speed metagame's at least a bit fun. I managed to make myself feel very, very sick doing the Live for Speed RPG stuff last week, by the way. Because you're not doing lots and lots of sharp turns, there's lots of just driving in a straight line around very broad corners with almost no motion from the rig, and I felt quite ill because I wasn't having any motion. And I was having the right amount of motion, which was, like a real car, basically none. But yeah, that was interesting.
Oh no, I've got a message now in the hosting thing saying you cannot connect other players to this cross-play
That's
session.
because Rob is in the process of joining. If you wait there in a minute, it will change.
Okay.
Okay, it's
Although
finished finding the
that's
session.
up saying someone's trying to join and it's blocking other people trying to join.
It's
Oh, did you get the code from my screen, Rob?
We're done
Hello?
for the trailer. Just
just
over
there
here somewhere.
with all the other ones.
Rob, did you get the code from my screen?
No, I don't need the code. I'm joining using
Oh,
other thing.
yeah, that is a good. We didn't try that, did we?
Also, there's a Discord pop up on the screen.
Ah, it's fixed it.
Does Discord pop up on what, my screen?
On my screen.
YouTube.
Oh, okay.
No, I could set it up before we split.
Connection lost.
The new code is Umbrella Virtual Reality 7 Quebec.
See how that works. But I get the same behaviour whether I join by code or by friends list.
You have restarted the game, right?
Yes, I have.
Just check.
It's working.
It's not.
This isn't going to work. I'm not going to play with it today, am I?
Well, we can just restart. Once Max has dropped off that trailer, that's fine. I've dropped trailers off now. Sorry, I've dropped vehicles off. So we have to restart. It's not going to hurt us again.
I wouldn't bother about it. I've only got another 5 or 10 minutes until I have to leave anyway today.
Alright, but somebody else will come along. Like Sai. Or Esmir. Tad. Or me 6. Oh wait, that's a person.
Mr. Meeseeks.
I'm Mr. Me6, look at me. I'm Mr. Me6, can't you see?
Lost. No luck. I guess I got into single player just to check out my new vehicles.
Have you not tried rebooting? That might be worth a Google.
Without actually rebooting would do it, but restarting the game. I mean, something would have to be very weirdly wrong to force you to have to reboot.
Have you met
Windows.
computers?
Yeah, I suppose.
I mean, if you've only got 3 minutes left, it's worth spending them trying that just so that you know if it works.
Here we go.
I
I've got
put
all
an
the
Ethernet
new-
cable out, spitting on it for the again. I'm sure that'll work.
Follow me for more IT tips.
Yeah, things not to do.
Ah, that's interesting. No! No! Wait, what? I have questions about what's just physics here. Yeah, I have a funny feeling when they ship the game on PS4 and Xbox One X, they seriously... I'll say optimizations, but... I mean, I can optimize my car by ripping all the seats out. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a good idea. And it seems like they have done that. Like, I moved about 3 feet away from an object and the physics turned off. Just wait, there are no missions left in this area, are there? No contracts. No tasks. Right, so that means I can destroy the cargo. I love that. Like, this game's got like ultra hardcore modes. At the same time, you can just make cargo evaporate from the back of your trailer instantly.
Like that I can fully upgrade the crocodile but leave it with the same knackered old paint. There's something at the log station, 2 things at the fuel station.
One of the things at the fuel station is mine.
And there's
Fuel
something
carryover.
just randomly to your left. Boom.
Okay, no butchers.
Log trailer.
Oh, that little thing. Do you want that? We're gonna get it.
If it's a trailer, we want it gone and sold.
So, down to here, then up there.
I'm just going to keep this with the old 1960s paint, brown and cream.
Fast,
Brown
isn't
and
it?
beige. Hmm?
Fast, isn't it?
It is quite nippy.
I do like the combination of the Action to tow trailers with the fuel Bowser. It gives it a fantastic range.
This is incredibly fast.
Yes. Hashtag pay to win.
Over rocks, through rivers, still in 4th gear. And I can roll it over and over and it still lands on its wheels.
Hey, Tad.
A bit like that.
Hi, Tad, you're allowed to speak. We forbade Tad from speaking. Fair enough.
Thank you, by the way, for ruining my day.
What? Why? Oh, it's not my fault. So, yeah, let's go over that a minute. So, Nintendo have announced that they are delaying Advance Wars release indefinitely due to the conflict in Ukraine because it would be in bad taste to ship a game that features war and combat where the Russians are the bad guys. And it's like...
No, it's a little worse than that. Because this hit the front page of Reddit, and they made some good points.
Which is what?
The first Advance Wars started with Blue Moon, the Russian-based army, invading people.
Yeah,
Like,
the bad guys.
Useless.
Yeah, but they're the bad guys. The thing is, right, they aren't the Russian army, they're Blue Star. They're a bit Russian-y, but they're not the Russians. And the Orange Star is, kind of Chinese-y. But it's like,
Also, the Russians are invading people, so is there a problem that it's too realistic suddenly?
Yeah, I mean, you had this with, is it Far Cry 6? There was a big sort of outcry. No, Far Cry 6. A big outcry that they had a white bloke sitting on a throne with his head on his foot on the head of a black man, and they're like, because he's the bad guy. He's not the one you aspire to be. He's the one you have to defeat. We're showing on the cover, he's a bad person. This is what you do. Bad people do bad things, so you can...
Well, maybe they could just tweak it a bit before release to make it into a special military operation.
They've already delayed
Advanced Special Military Operations. Yeah. But yeah, apparently the first time Advance Wars came out, it was delayed due to 9/11. That's 11/9 to those of you in the UK.
Before. It's like, this series is cursed.
Well,
And then Days of Ruin came out during the middle of the 2008 financial crisis. Like, they've had it rough.
I was going to say they need to sack their marketing department, but actually maybe they're being quite canny by saying, "Oh no, we can't release just yet because of the real world."
They need
Get
to
everyone
start
talking about
finishing
it.
their games on time.
Well, games don't get finished; they get released.
I
They
think
escape.
that 9/11 and 2008 and the war in Ukraine is hardly a marketing problem. It's hardly the marketing
Marketing
team's
ploy.
failure, is it?
Yeah.
Well, okay. What is it then? If they feel that they can't release it because of the perception?
Paranoia.
I mean, just to be
Political
clear,
madness.
is I think we played Advanced Wars. You are aware of the game we're talking about. Like, it's not horrible war. The best that happens is people look a bit sad when you shell them or bomb them. They just
They
look
are
a bit.
pretty upset about it.
They just look a bit sad and then they fall off the screen. There's no like glorification of war. And yeah, the bad guys invade.
It's just a tactics game.
But yeah, the bad guys invade, but then you fight back going, "Arr, no you don't, we are the good guys."
Sure. Rob's saying it's not a marketing problem. I'm saying, what is it then?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that the having a war is hardly the marketing team's fault.
No, but I mean, they could just do what everyone else has done. Just say, right, 25% of the profit from this game goes towards helping the Ukraine. Done. Everyone's happy. Ship it.
That'd have been nice.
Or they can delay it and then keep 100% of the profit for themselves.
Yes, because they're Nintendo. They're a bunch of greedy fucks. We all know exactly what Nintendo's going to do, don't we?
Apple did their event, talk about all their new super fast computers, and didn't mention the Ukraine once, which I thought showed restraint.
Ah, well done.
'Cause they
I did
could have
purchase.
done that enough.
I did purchase the Unity Asset Store pack that supports Ukraine, and they've got a thing going on for that.
Oh yeah, did anyone get that bundle with thousands of games or whatever it was?
No.
There were a few good ones in there.
No,
Anyway,
I
I'm
will.
off. So
Someone put
that
out
was
a of the games, and I
Yeah,
have
well-
most of them already.
difficult. Bye-bye.
I've got most of the good ones. Well, there might be some good ones in there. I have no idea.
I'd love to know how that happened, because I don't receive emails going, "Hey, would you like to be in this bundle?" Because I'd be like, "Absolutely, I would." So I mean, I don't even get. I don't know what made.
Well, they've got standards.
Excuse me. Amputee is a very popular game.
PewDiePie played it.
Twice.
At least once.
Twice.
Wow.
To support the war in Ukraine, amputee.
What's the code?
Current code is Delta 1 P's and Q's. Pretty quaint sugar. Papa Quebec sugar.
Sierra.
Bit racist.
What?
Racist Wednesday, isn't it?
Is it?
It's have popular with the Russians.
That's not racist. They're white. We can't be racist towards white people. That's how it works. We had this. If I do a French accent or a Russian accent, I'm not being racist. If I do a Chinese accent, I am. How's that?
Did you just say Russians are white?
Well, I think that's even a drink.
They're
How
Caucasian.
that works.
Are they Caucasian?
Are they not? From the Caucasus Mountains?
I don't think so.
There's quite a lot of Russians, you know. I don't think they're all the same.
I mean, like for instance, people in Norway are definitely not Caucasian. They're Scandinavian. There's a whole bunch. I can't remember.
Right, but that's like saying it's like saying British people are white.
I'm not sure if you know this, but
Yes. So in this
But
case,
what?
Russians are absolutely Caucasian. As a rule of people who originated from Russia, then rather than people who moved there. Max, where are you going with that?
What do you mean? What about if their parents moved there or their grandparents? Are they not Russian? Because they're like third generation. So third generation black Russian is
Max, where are you
not
going?
Russian or they're white.
Fuel.
Oh, okay, fuel. You just drove past the fuel barrel, so I'm towing one. You know exactly what I mean. Fuck off.
Yeah, you're a racist.
No, what?
There is no such thing as racism. There is only one race
What?
on the planet.
There
There
really
is
is
only
such
one
thing as
race on the planet.
That's not
Okay.
that's not how biologists or people think.
Yeah, but it is only one
Unfortunately.
race.
Well, yes.
So, yeah.
That would be nice if
That's
everyone could.
part of the problem. If everyone looked at it as one family, there'd be a lot bloody better planet.
Yes.
I tell you.
Yeah, we're all exactly the same on the inside. Well, we're all the same
On the
colour
inside and
on
on
the
the
inside.
outside.
We're all the same
Well,
colour.
we're all the same colour on the outside. We're all different shades of brown.
Speak for yourself.
White isn't white and black isn't black.
I'm a kind of a pale blue.
Yeah. I think racism's got a bit more to do, bit more.
Where you come from?
There's a bit more to it than just.
From the same place as me. I heard.
Yeah, there's more to it than just skin colour for sure.
Where a friend's son, who happens to be dark skin, had a little girl come up to him and say, "Don't play you," because she hated his skin colour. Well, that's awful.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, to be
That's basically a racism in action.
I can't get Phil here. What have I done? Oh, is it over there?
Yes, in the box.
Ah.
But actually, Max, that's not that bad because at least she's being overt about it and upfront. Because covert racism, where you have your interview paper shuffled out of the paper sift because your name's a bit African looking, that's worse.
Yeah.
Arguably.
That is proper, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
I mentioned this before. When I would receive CVs from the Middle East, that sort of area, they'd always attach a photo of themselves, which was just weird. And it was to show they weren't black, because I had no idea. It was very weird. Hello, I would like to work for your company. Here's a picture of me. And I was like, why is he attaching a photo of himself? Just like, just like a passport photo. But it was to show they weren't black, because black people struggled to get positions. And if you have a slightly black sounding name, I was going to say Egypt. I can't remember exactly where it was. And it was just weird that we were getting these CVs going, yeah, don't picture you, mate. It's good.
Why have they attached a picture of themselves and why does it say Getty Images in the corner?
Really? Fortress America? I mean, I haven't applied for a job in the US, so I can't. Oh, actually, that's not true. But I certainly wouldn't attach a picture of myself when I was applying for a job. That would just be weird.
I think if you want to be a good streamer, you should read out what people say in the stream.
Fortress America says that a lot of countries require photos. South America, Asia, all that stuff. That's not my experience, but I have generally.
Shame on them.
Well, when I have ended up recruiting for other countries, it has been via England. Well, runs with poo. What is happening is that we are dropping off a whole ton of trailers near the drop-off point. Hopefully, at some point soon, someone will start to move them from A to B. So we're getting rid of the trailers. We're tidying up.
Well, what did they say? Did they say what's happening?
They said what's happening. Yes. Malcolm Eller says that he has seen a number of German CVs where they've had professional photos just taken for the CV. Yeah, and their grinder, let's be honest.
Oof.
I mean, I personally don't care about the colour of your skin. I much more whether or not you record, film stuff on your phone, portrait or landscape. That's far more important.
That is a good basis.
Or what your
Right,
personality is like, you'd still be an arsehole.
Well, no. I mean, it's mostly just how you hold your phone when you record video. And if you record a portrait, you are an arsehole. I mean, that's literally...
No. If they go, don't worry, I always record everything in landscape mode, then the recruiter should say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm afraid you can't work for us. That is last year's answer. Now, you should choose the correct mode for the app, the target app.
There's nothing more annoying. I mean, I have a whole bunch of games that only work in portrait mode, and it's like, I don't want to hold my phone that way up, almost ever.
Right, but if you record everything in landscape, you make a terrible TikToker, for example.
I'm happy with that.
Doesn't stop them. Doesn't stop them. I've seen loads of TikToks that are portrait.
Really? But
Would you give them a job?
hold on, Max.
All children, so no.
I have two questions. One of which is, why have you watched a lot of TikToks? Closely followed by, doesn't that just still appear portraits? It doesn't just mean the whole video is sideways.
I can answer the first question. Have you tried only watching one TikTok?
Yes. No, I haven't. Yes.
I try not to watch
All
anything.
the TikToks I've watched have been on other websites.
I watch a lot of TikToks on the subreddit called TikTok Cringe.
but this does not answer my question. If it is a landscape TikTok, does that not just simply appear in portrait format, rotated 90 degrees? I thought TikTok was only portrait because they're wrong. So according to the chat, the reason that all Germans include a photo is because everybody does it.
It's their culture.
Well, it's because everyone does it, therefore everyone does it. I bet it also means that pretty people get more jobs.
Hello.
Like in Liar Liar, where Jim Carrey gets in the lift with that girl, and she's is new here. She's like, yeah, everyone's really nice.
I haven't seen that film in ages. Yes, I'm going to watch Demolition Man and Liar Liar, films I've not seen in a while. Although sadly Jim Carrey did get madly anti-vax when he was sleeping with Jenny McCarthy, but he's apparently changed his mind on that now.
Oh, did he? Oh, God.
Yeah.
He's brave.
What, Jenny McCarthy? Isn't she quite pretty? Left, Max.
I think the term is a chungus.
Wait, not Melissa McCarthy, Jenny McCarthy.
Ah,
Anyway, she's McCartney, isn't she?
Wait, her full name is Jenny McCarthy Wahlberg. I'll find a picture of her for you. There you go. Wow, that's slow. Why is that a 4.5 megabyte picture? I don't need that many pixels. Yeah, you're thinking of Melissa McCarthy.
Why not?
But yeah, Jim Carrey was very, very anti-vax to the point where he got sued.
Didn't know that.
for it. Yeah, he tweeted a picture of a child who died from something saying, this is what happens if you vaccinate. And the parents basically went, what the fucking hell are you doing? And took him to court. Now
I
he's
didn't
not,
know that. That's really disappointing. So I like Jim Carrey.
yeah, but now he's not sleeping with Melissa McCarthy. He's reversed his position. But yeah, it's the same thing with, who is it? Kevin Sorbo. And basically a whole bunch. I mean, Shaq is a flat earther. I think it's Shaq. Because it's basically like, you know, you can see the horizon's not flat. Was it? Okay, no, maybe it wasn't Shaq. I like Shaq. I hope it's not.
This is the thing. People glom onto an idea and then they just get confirmation bias and they're lost to reality.
Oh, apparently Shaq was joking when he was telling everyone that the Earth was flat. Okay.
Oh, the comedian should stick to what he knows.
Being tall. Fortress America, she was a Playboy model, and that's all I know of. And I think she's an actress. I don't know anything she's been in. So Melissa McCarthy's winning now. Wait, where am I going? Why don't I have a trailer on me?
Wasn't she a bit of an autism advocate because she had an autistic son? What, you thinking of someone else?
That's Jordan you're thinking of, I think.
No.
Oh.
We're talking about the American. I mean, I am thinking about Jordan as well, but I wasn't. Now I am.
Oh, no. Not with what happened with her drink driving. She was banned from driving and then decided to drive again with no license, no insurance, no anything. Crashed it, and then someone came out and goes, "Yeah, I'm really pissed and I'm on drugs. You should arrest me." What the fuck?
I'm drunk right now. Yeah, she's a bit of a character.
Yeah, she promoted burnout.
away with it is what's pissing people off.
Well, I don't think she did get away with it actually in this case. But she promoted burnout like 6 weeks after her thing. Oh yeah, she said she did go to prison, obviously. Yeah, she was sorry. Oh, she got a suspended sentence. Drink driving whilst disqualified. She didn't mean to break her driving ban, and she was incredibly sorry.
Well, the thing about the justice system is it's not all handed down by a single judge. So, and even if it was, that judge would have good days and bad days. So the whole thing is massively inconsistent.
Yeah, but
despite there being sentencing guidelines.
At the point
Imperfect.
where you've broken the law, you've had your license taken away from you as a kind of a, look, you need to go away and think about what you did. And then you go, yeah, fuck it, I'm going to go and drive my car. At that point, I lose all sympathy. Apparently she regrets doing it. Well, yeah, because she got caught.
Yeah, most people regret getting caught.
Okay, so there's 2 trailers left. This was quite a trek away, so I will go for this one.
Where do we sell them? At the trailer store?
You can't, but you can take them to the trailer store and then I can sell them.
Okay.
But yeah, to the trailer store. I mean, all you need to do at this point is just get them all on the other
The
level.
trailer store.
Smithfield Dam.
Yeah, but it's like 10 to carry across.
Yeah.
I've
If I
got-
make them
I've got a
stack on the
couple.
side of the road, then in theory you can grab them easily, rather
Yep.
than me put them at the trailer store and be all stashed up and smashed up around the place.
Yeah, because I actually have to attach them in order to sell them, which is very annoying.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, they have to be attached to your vehicle in order to then detach them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why I was trying to leave them not at too jaunty an angle for you.
Jaunty.
John, was that you that I passed just kind of falling off the cliff?
Oh,
I wasn't falling off the cliff. I was out of the way so you could come past. It's a very narrow
That
road.
was deliberate.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Well, that's why I decided after I fell off. I'll wait for you to come past.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, I didn't. This truck's feels a bit underpowered.
which truck?
I don't know. I picked it because it looked cute, and then I
The
realised it's heavy.
Action. The Action is amazing. Do not diss the Action.
Yeah.
It is the little truck that could.
It's just bouncy.
Yeah, it is a bit bouncy. Yeah. Also, if it's underpowered, you need to slap it into low gear.
Yeah, I suppose so. No, it's fine. It wasn't a massive problem. It was just slowed down a lot.
No, the Action is one of my favourite trucks in the game. As long as you don't
The
pull anything heavy.
yeah, I think my favourite is
It's my graphics card.
41. It's my favourite.
85D? No, that's a Tesla. 3034008. I can't remember.
It told me fill up 95 litres, but it really wasn't 95 litres that I wanted. So, I've still got both.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! No, I'm all good. I'm fine. I'm fine. Why would you think I'm not fine?
Right, I'll drop this one at the garage. There's a trailer store there, obviously,
Yes.
and I need to pop off for a minute and swap the cars around because they both need charging today. First world problems.
Should have got a Tesla charger. They can charge 2 cars at once. Or you can plug 2 cars in, and then you can manage
Oh, that's
it.
the point. Have you heard the latest? Well, not the latest, but have you heard about the latest threat to EVs?
Oh, what now?
Oh,
I mean, let me rephrase this. What could we possibly be talking about EVs when petrol's about to hit £2 a litre? Please tell me what the latest problem with EVs
oh,
is.
that's it. The latest problem is theft. And I'll release the police, and that's why. I'm not police link. The police are warning EV owners like yourself of people stealing their recharging cables.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
bollocks.
well,
So
whatever.
that's complete bollocks. So to steal my recharging cable off any car, you have to physically remove it from the vehicle. It's locked. I saw this one. Everyone's like, what? Like, it could be done, but you would have to rip the charging socket off both ends actually. So on the
Mine's
podcast,
locked to the car and tethered to the wall.
You're talking about Tesla, which may be different to. It may be fine for Tesla, but
no, because when I'm using non-Tesla chargers, I need to use a generic cable. So when I plug it
a
in,
different cable.
yes, I have a
Just what? Sorry. You have to plug both ends in.
yes. So I get a cable with 2 ends, but the end in the Tesla locks with a metal bolt that goes through it, and the end of the charger locks with a metal bolt that goes through it. So this means, right, in order to do what you are suggesting, you would either have to rip open the Tesla end, rip open the charging end, or cut the cable that is potentially running 250 kilowatts.
Yeah, Max, you don't have to plug both ends in. There's you can carry a cable with you, but you have to plug both ends in where you where you're presented with a socket, but a lot of public chargers have a tethered cable. You just plug one end in.
It's far more likely people would cut off tethered cables. So if I go to a Tesla supercharger, it looks like a petrol pump, and you just jam one end in the Tesla. But obviously, if you're not charging, it's not live. You could easily take a grinder to it and cut the cable off. I mean, on your own head.
I sold my cable anyway, Adam, after about 6 months, because I just was never using it, because I could just charge at charging points with tethered cables. Never needed the public charging cable.
Pod points have all got what's the word? I need my cable to use the pod points, which are free. Let me get a glorious photo from today.
Because that was one of the queries. People, this article was going about people selling the cables online. They're like, well,
you can't.
why are people selling them?
Because
then your car's useless without it.
Well, no.
No, it's not.
That's published on the magazine.
That's bollocks. Everything you said there is bollocks. Like both ends of that is rubbish. Like I have two.
It's published in a newspaper, believe it or not.
Oh no, I do believe you. So I have 2 charging cables. One for 3-pin, one for CCS. I don't need either of them. I can just charge Tesla chargers. I don't need any of them. So on that image I've just lit, the grey bar is my charging today at the arcade. So I got an awful lot of charge for absolutely free. But there's no way on earth you could remove the cable from both ends and sell it. It would not be a viable cable. It would be destroyed.
It would just be,
water-cooled ones.
This is one of those.
Well, it'd be copper salvage, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but so this is one of those. So sometimes you see people blurring out their number plates on Facebook. People are like, why? Oh, well, because people could see the number plate and then work out where you live. Right. Has this actually happened? No, but it could happen. Right. But has it actually happened? Not could it happen? I agree, of course, it could happen, but it hasn't, has it? And or they could clone your number plate. Right, so someone on the
Not these days. You have to provide proof of evidence before you can actually ask for a number plate to be made up.
Would you
literally? You have to have your...
Okay, I tell you about. You give me 50 quid, and I will prove you wrong. Easy.
Well, last time I had to give them a driver's license over to get a number plate made up.
Well, yeah, but I've got custom number plates on my car. I didn't. No proof whatsoever. I was expecting to give them proof. Nothing. Plus, if they're show plates, you don't need to. So you just say these are show plates. Plus, let's be honest, it's not very hard to buy a bit of yellow reflective material and a vinyl cutter and just make them yourself. So, yeah. You're quite correct that you are supposed to, but lots of places don't. Because it's effort.
Yeah, I just bought some online. Just didn't even interact with a human. Just typed it into a...
Oh, that might explain what I've seen recently. Explains what I've seen recently, sorry. Recently I've seen people driving around with their number plates with the sort of protective blue sheet over the yellow. The front.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna. I mean, I'd hope that got you pulled over within about a mile, but probably not.
Well, obviously the police weren't paying attention that day. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, as Spitfire
points.
Not
paying attention, or have got other things to do.
Yeah, Spitfire points out they could steal the cables from tether units from the charger. I mean, this is actually a concern because if you look at, let's say, Oxford services, I believe that's 16 Tesla chargers and 16 generic ones.
That's lovely copper.
That's a lot of copper. So we had the arcade. Someone broke in and stole all the copper from the aircon units, like all the cables.
That's to be fair, that's not a lot of copper though. It's more than that, but it's not like copper cable lots, is it?
So they stole some copper pipes from the aircon, and we know for a fact the way they did it means that one of them probably ended up in hospital with burns, cold burns. But yeah, there is quite a lot of cable, and there's no cameras. These things are usually these are in the middle of nowhere. But why the fuck are the police? This is the most ridiculous way of making it happen. Because now people are like, hold on, mate, we can hit the cables. Go and get a grinder. We'll go and cut all the Tesla cables off. As far as I know, it hasn't happened. So the police are warning you about something that hasn't happened and probably now will.
I bet they're not. I bet it's just a newspaper saying the police are warning.
No, it's not Oxford. It's it's one of the ones. It's one of the ones that charge at Oxford.
Really, people don't get paid very much to run their Twitter accounts, and they routinely put out nonsense.
Do you remember that thing? Oh, it was like Middlesex Council put out saying, "Be prepared, have a grab bag," and it was. Did you remember that one?
No, sounds tasty though. What's in it?
Oh well, hold on. Let me tell you.
Refresh your memory.
Well, let me tell you what's in it, because people are like, what? So a pen and a notepad,
by the way,
a phone
just
charger and a
tomorrow.
battery pack, a flashlight, a radio, a first aid kit, personal toiletries, seasonal clothing, food and water, batteries, a whistle, and an emergency plan. And everyone's like, sorry, what's going on? Like, what the fuck?
Getting invaded by the Russians.
No, this is the best bit. What it was is they had copy pasted it off an Australian police advice website because they were expecting forest fires. So all the responses are, "What's happening? Why are you suggesting that we need multiple radios in a bag?"
Why do I need kangaroo repellent?
Sad it wasn't that obvious. But yeah, it was. Grab and go bag.
Oh, fucking sec.
It's the only time I've ever had. Well, I've obviously
Oh,
had that as well.
there we go.
In my
So Henry.
grab bag.
Ooh.
Sorry, go on.
So Henry has actually linked in the chat. Let me just turn my engine off while I have a quick look at that. So apparently that has happened because there are no cameras at these things. Where is this? California. Okay, it happened in California. Now I don't know whether or not this is, I will say, Gypsy stealing it for the copper, or this is V8 diesel truck drivers who are quite annoying.
Oh, that's another thing. It was on the radio today. Apparently, people are letting down tyres of SUVs.
Yep, I've heard that. People are laying down just one tyre of people who are driving big gas guzzling trucks. Yes.
I'm like, if you're going to do that, why don't you
Shot.
get yourself at a blooming petrol station? You see, the service station. You see all the blooming big trucks there. You obviously put out more on SUVs, surely. And they're like, oh, there's all these statistics
but
went against SUVs.
well,
I'm like,
the
you can
lorry-
always make SUVs.
The difference is
statistic or whatever, something.
the difference is the lorries, they don't have a choice. But when you've got one bloke driving his massive 8-litre 7-seater SUV, he does not need to drive that car. But trucks a bit more. Hold on, let me see if I can find the one I was thinking of. There is one with a huge amount of charges. It was, and I charged it on the way up. I just can't remember where the hell it is. Somewhere
In England.
In England, yes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Leicester Services, maybe?
Somewhere near
No,
you.
no.
With them hot singles.
Yeah. It'll be hot if they keep doing cutting live power cables.
Oh yeah.
The fuel bells are here because we want to set them through, or because we need them for fuel.
Yeah, I should be okay for fuel. I'm trying to remember where it is. There's a really big one. It might be Leicester Services, but I'm not sure. No.
Phrasing.
But yeah, as far as I know, it's got 16 Tesla chargers and 16 non-Tesla chargers. It's huge. It's not. I'm not thinking of the Oxford one. It's the one I charged at after Oxford. It was on Christmas Day, and it was just empty. There was nothing there. Like, I was the only person in any of the bays. But yes, a very weird bit of fear mongering. That, I mean, catalytic converter theft is absolutely rife.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I know someone had it done as well.
Yeah.
Apparently, you caught it on. Oh, well, can't do that one.
My sister had that happen to her.
Yeah, the arcade had
They got
it.
halfway through cooking it, got bored, and left the saw blade in her catalytic converter.
Oh,
Wait, what?
yeah, that happened to the arcade. They've got obviously a big truck for moving arcade machines. Someone just nicked the catalytic converter. And a similar thing happened when my mountain bike got a bit stolen off it, because we went to a local scrapyard. He went, yeah, we'll sell you one. Like, hold on a minute, what do you mean? Do you also buy them off dodgy blokes coming in, carrying them under their arms, still a bit hot? Malcolm, there's loads of large charging stations. I mean, bear in mind, I'm talking about motorway service stations.
I've heard the same introduction music 5 times now. I wonder what it sounds like when she's singing. That's what it is. I'm assuming now. So I've got 5 here now. You want to come move on?
Whoa. I mean, yes, as I said, there are no cameras at the Tesla superchargers. They are planning on getting Wi-Fi soon, which would be good. So you'd actually have free Wi-Fi whilst parked up at the supercharger. Quite frankly, the thing I want mostly at the charging stations is a bin, because they don't have one in most of them, and it does seem a bit rubbish.
Oh,
America's got that covered.
so you've got a log trailer, a flatbed, another log trailer, another. I don't know what that is.
Cool. Well, there's still 2 more here.
Another fuel trailer. Yeah.
Oh.
You just spent some down and then crashed out.
Oh, Tad said oh.
I was the only one that got hit by that? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so there's 3 trailers left on this map still. One of them I can do, 2 of them I can do, and one of them I can only do if I drag it like it's the end of the world.
I've got a flatbed on here, which I don't think I need. I might just pop back to the garage and refit.
This one would need a proper saddle.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to return to the garage then.
Why don't you take this through the gateway first and then return? Then it's on the right map. Yes, it does surprise me that there are so few chargers. They do cost a bunch to fit and everything, but once they're done, they are maintenance free. And
Can I get the code again?
yeah, hang on. It is Delta 5 Golf Foxtrot 6. Malcolm, did you not see the picture I put up last week of my local, literally my local shopping centre that had 12 CCS2 chargers, of which 10 were occupied and 2 weren't working. Yeah.
How does something like that just not work?
I have asked this question, and I just got a very sarcastic, well, things break. And I'm like, yeah, but what breaks? Like, specifically, please, enlighten me. In these things, you've got some contactors, but contactors are good for millions of cycles. So, what breaks in an electric car charger? And I can't imagine the cables.
Usually, what do they call it? Solid state relays, aren't they?
Yeah.
Physical inside the memory, because of things, not the classic relays where you went from point A to point B. They're just inductive.
Yeah, they're called contactors. It's same diff.
I'm sure it's got a different name, but all sorts of different product names. But yeah.
Oh dear.
Hello. Alright.
Huh?
Where is everyone?
Hello. Is it the same code still?
No.
Where's my mouse cursor? The code
No,
is
someone got that trailer I was going to get.
NVRVP. November Victor, Romeo Victor, piss.
Okay, there's one more trailer I can get. Service trailer up at the northwest, so I'll go for that.
Oh, it really cares about capitalization. Fun.
No, it's lowercase.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Yeah, here we go. Let's play Count the Chargers. Yeah, so here's my local one. So there's 2 to my right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there was 10 there, of which 8 were in use and 2 were broken. But what I was impressed is an Audi, an MG, a Mazda, a Mini, a Tesla, a Citroen. Not sure what that one was. And then another Tesla. And I was genuinely impressed at the variety of vehicles there.
Yep, as I said the other day, Tesla's the most common one.
It is.
Common as muck.
It's not a commoner's car, is it?
Not the most common. It was the best-selling car in September in the UK, and it is the most common and most popular EV. Not the most popular car. It's the Ford Focus.
Type 3?
The Model 3.
Well, hopefully there are no ice cars charging.
No, I haven't seen anyone get iced yet, because as a motorbiker, I do not take very lightly to that. I will actively shout at people, you know, literally. I've done it before, like, oh, nice fucking bike, mate. Got 4 wheels in it, get the fuck out of that bay. I have done it, I'm in my gear, I'm in my helmet, I don't give a shit. So I suspect I'll be very much the same with someone who's iced it. People very rarely do it with motorbikes because you're quite likely to come back and find that someone has punched your wing mirror with their armoured gloves. So
That's great, although often the person isn't there because they've parked and fucked off.
yeah, well, I have had people actively park. I've seen them. Like I'm pulling my motorbike and they're there, and it's like you are. It doesn't get done very often. I think the US, maybe just California, they've passed laws about parking in EV bays. It's now the equivalent of parking in a handicap bay. It is the no-no. Which
All right, let's try that again. Can I get the code, please?
It is Juliet Indigo 14 seconds.
Beg sorry.
Oh. You said we have a problem. No suitable trailer to attach. Okay, we're going to do this like a caveman then. It's got the... what's the name for the extra wheel on the front of a trailer or a caravan? Guide wheel? Pilot wheel? Dolly wheel?
Jockey wheel.
Fifth wheel?
Jockey wheel? Well...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, which?
For the tiny trailers.
Yeah, but what's it called? Is it jockey wheel? That sounds right.
That sounds good to me.
Oh, we can't leave it like that. Come on, we must know the correct answer when it comes up in a pub quiz. Someone Google it.
Hey Google, what do you call the jockey wheel on a trailer?
I don't know. What do you call the wheel on a trailer?
Yeah, but you said the jockey wheel on a trailer. It's going to go, what's the jockey wheel, you idiot? Wait, is your Siri a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
My Siri isn't a Siri. That's why.
Jockey wheel. That's exactly what it's called.
Yeah, jockey wheel. Yeah.
Wait, Max, do you think Siri can't have different voices?
Yeah, but he's on Google.
Yeah, but he says it's a woman because it's not Siri.
Yes.
What?
Siri has woman voices.
Who cares?
Siri's not real.
Well,
Men
you're the one that said it, so it must be you.
But are you on Apple or Android though?
I'm an Android, but it doesn't really make a lot of difference when you've got one of these.
Well, it does, because Apple is... They don't have a name, do they? They never name their assistant. Everybody else is named there. There's Bixby for Samsung. It's Cortana for Microsoft. It's Siri for Apple. Bixby.
It's just Hey Google for Google.
Yeah, but they never named it. To me, Siri's voice...
Yes, it is. It's called Google Assistant.
That's not a name, that's a title. For me, Siri's voice is always the one that Pendulum used for their album. That was just it was just an off-the-shelf AI voice that Apple purchased.
Well, it is the name though. Siri's only called Siri. It's not called like Apple Assistant. Google's is called Google Assistant.
Yeah, but that's not its name. That's its job title. But it's weird because everybody else tried to personify it, didn't they? Or anthropomorphize it, if you prefer.
Yes.
It went real well for Samsung, didn't it?
What, Bixby?
No, the other one.
What do you mean the other one? What? What other one?
They tried to make another one that was a girl, and it got Rule 34 to death.
Oh yeah, because they had a marketing image to go with it.
Are we going to have to restart tag? So we reckon.
No, we're not restarting.
We reckon if you can't. Well, no, because you're all in my vehicles. That's why I got loads of vehicles.
I'm not in your vehicle.
Well, you said you were heading back to the garage, so shouldn't be much of a difference. So you can't join, Tad.
It's probably my internet acting
No,
funny
no,
again.
it's not. We had the same thing. When Rob left, Rob could no longer rejoin.
But
Oh man.
so I could.
The side didn't get kicked or leave. Oh,
You
yeah.
did leave.
So, Tad, have you tried joining directly and not via the code?
I did. Still timed out on that as well.
Yeah. Am I going to try? There's no way I can tow that fuel Bowser, is there? That is a fool's errand.
Every trailer we come across has a story behind it and how it got left there.
Yeah, Tad put it there and then just left it like a fuck.
What? We need the fuel.
I don't. I'm in the Yank. This is basically an electric car.
What?
Oh no, the opposite.
Say what again?
Pretty sure it's single-handedly responsible for global warming.
Anyway, the thing that was winding me up this lunchtime is where they're having to go at people who had SUVs. And one of the chaps was like, but my SUV's, okay, it's petrol, but it's got better emissions than most other diesels and petrol cars because it's highly refined. In terms
I suspect that was a lie. So you can.
Well, I don't know.
Well, no, because you can improve your fuel efficiency. Obviously, that is a thing. But then the best way to improve your fuel efficiency is not to drive a 3-ton fucking vehicle that's 6.5 feet tall. Like, there's not much that can improve it rather than that. Because the smart car, the reason it's so good, it's not because the engine's brilliant, it's because the engine's small and the car's small. Yeah, and that's the thing. SUVs are huge things with massive cross sections and are almost without exception atrocious fuel economy.
Did they become popular because of the impression that they would be safer, i.e. in an accident you would come off better?
Probably part of it, yeah. I would have
Yes,
thought so.
which has been.
AKA the Chelsea tractor.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, that's just. I mean, I've seen people say this before, and the question is, do you think it's made of a different material to the small car? The difference is, if you hit a wall, you are having to bleed off 3 tons of energy, whereas if you crash in a smart car or whatever, you're having to bleed off 600 kilograms of energy.
Yes, but if you've got 600 kilograms of energy versus 3 tons of energy, the smart car's going to come off like a pancake.
No, because you're under the impression for some reason both his vehicles would stop dead. That's not how it works. So if you get a 3.5 kilogram ball and you smack it into a 600 gram ball, what happens? Assuming look, come on, you've got a big heavy ball that hits a small
mass
ball.
times acceleration.
You have a big heavy ball that hits a small ball. You don't end up with both balls stopping dead and exploding into bits, do you? The small ball just
bounces off the other.
One bounces off the other, which is exactly what happens. Smart cars don't stop in a crash; they just sort of ricochet off, and that's better.
And they both for a fraction of a second completely stop, change direction.
Yes. The worst bit is if you smack a 3.5 ton vehicle into another 3.5 ton vehicle, because they will come to a halt, and that's got a real issue because then you are having to dissipate all that energy, and that's bad. But yeah, I mean, your mate says he gets really good fuel efficiency in his SUV. I get 60.
It's on the radio.
Oh right, because I get 65 miles to the gallon in my.
You on BBC iPlayer.
Yeah, but.
So when a train hits a fly, it causes the fly to change direction, which means at some point the fly stops the train.
That's.
Yes.
No, what?
Physics.
This. You think of the tortoise and the arrow.
Physics.
We've seen how well demonstrated they've been in games recently.
No, SUVs. So, Spitfire, as I said, they are aerodynamically worse because they're bigger. The bigger the cross section of a vehicle, the worse the aerodynamics. Max, you've managed to put one trailer inside another one, and I can't. Oh, okay, no, I fixed it.
Yeah. All else being equal, he means.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit more to aerodynamics than just that.
Yes. Yeah, SUVs are awful. The thing is, in a head-on collision, the rarest of the accidents, you're in You're up for a bad time no matter what happens. Like, you really are.
I was considering signing up to do an IAM course. I was thinking, you know, I am paid to professionally to drive, and also personally, I'd like to improve my driving. Okay, you put that there, have you? I'll have to squeeze this through here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what you get out of it, apart from knowing that you've passed a
Well,
course.
it's the improved driving skill I would like, not the
Yeah.
pat on the back and the smugness. But
Yeah.
what do they do for? I mean, I don't know if you know, but what do they do for police drivers? Obviously, they can be a lot more. Sort of, they have to be a lot more.
Yeah, professional drivers.
I can't consider it was a lot. They have to be highly trained for chases and risk taking and all that sort of thing. So
Yeah, T-Pack and...
there's special sort of courses and things for just that.
They just play a lot of Groundhogs also. Are we going?
We haven't got our own driving school on site.
Are you driving one of my cars?
I think so. I'm about to bring it back to the bring the trailer back to the garage.
Okay, I don't recognise what you're driving. That's all.
That might be mine.
Because I want to, obviously we need to restart to get.
I'm almost there anyway, so I think we must have done most of the trailers on this on Smithfield now.
No, Max and I've delivered
Oh really?
10. Like we've literally dragged 10 in.
Oh right, you brought them onto the map. Okay, so we need to gather them up from there.
Yes.
No worries. Right, I suppose anytime you like now, really, because I'm just hitting the trailer store now.
Does this little thing need a proper vehicle, like a small car or something?
You just drag that through, and then we'll restart. I just dragged it. Yeah, because you need a scout to do that.
Okay.
But yeah, SUVs are not safer. They are very prone to roll over. They are very fuel inefficient. They are not a great vehicle at all, but they are more expensive. I mean, that's the real reason people drive them. They are more expensive, and you get to show that you are in your, your Chelsea tractor.
Yeah, it's the status.
I just like sitting above all the sedans.
It's a status symbol, isn't it?
Yeah, I did it because
Will
it's
this come through, by the way, if I do this?
Yeah.
Attached to me on the winch.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Okay.
Either way, it's going to be hilarious. Oh, it might say you can't go. No, you must be able to because I've towed vehicles through. Yeah. The thing is that there is the you are slightly higher, and I suspect that's more There's a big psychological impact. You are better because you're taller than other people.
Can you see, by the way?
No, I like being able to see the light.
The light.
Can you see what's happened, Adam?
Yeah, you're see-through. Are you inside it?
It's inside me.
Murr.
Yeah.
An SUV will technically carry more, but they're not longer than a normal vehicle, are they? Taller, so yes, obviously you can get more in, but it's not useful. It's not useful storage space unless you're, carrying packing peanuts or something. Oh, so you've just okay. So go back through again.
Yeah, I know.
And then I will restart.
I just want to grab hold of the blade and move it out of that box.
But even if they were bigger and carried more, most people for most journeys are not. The vast majority of journeys in SUVs are not fully laden. Because it was one of the head of Extinction Rebellion. She couldn't have an electric car. She had to have a diesel because she had to take her kids to play football. And it's like 35 miles, and an electric car wouldn't do the range. Like, what the fuck? Of all the people you think would know.
Let me just straighten this road out for you.
That's all right. No, I'm on the case.
Okay.
Right.
I shall recover them.
Well, don't need to.
Okay, I'll do that. I travelled 19 kilometres, or 18.9.
Create game. Start car.
Can we just do it, the joining via Epic thing? Does that break still if we do?
I don't really know. It's because people leave. It's definitely something to do with people leaving. The current code is J6EJA. So the thing is, it's also a difference in design. So SUVs tend to be designed along very old crash sort of thought lines, whereas smart cars specifically, they don't absorb the impact, they transmit the impact around the tritium cell, and are very, very, very good at doing so. All you're gaining by having a bigger vehicle, as I pointed out, they're not made of a different material. You're gaining an extra foot of crumple zone, maybe. But you have the issue that you've also got a 6-litre engine, not a 2-litre engine, and you have to stop at something that weighs 4 times as much coming through the firewall. They're not better. As you make your vehicle bigger,
SUVs.
as you make your vehicle bigger, you're not inherently gaining safety, not in any way, shape, or form. But it does feel it, and that's the problem. No, but modern SUVs tend to be built under the bigger is better and very old school thinking sort of crash energy dissipation. SUVs are terrible at NCAT ratings quite often. They're not. And as I say, when you've got like that big an engine, you end up with having to stop that come through the firewall. Rear engine cars to the win. No, so a smart car does not have a crumple zone. That's old school thinking. I'll just put some iron girders out the front. It transmits the energy around the tritium shell to the back. It's super duper 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 clever. Whereas I've seen Camaros where they just have an extra foot of nothing to make it look bigger, and I guess it would absorb a bit of crumple zone.
Code, please.
These trailers at the trailer store want to be sold. There's more
Yes.
over here.
Juliet 6, Elephant Juliet Alpha, EJA. Oh, it's the one I typed in Discord. J6 EJA.
What was it? When I was working at a convenience store, I had some lady come in. They were talking about how that was the third time they had been rear-ended in that month, and they were thinking of replacing their back bumper with an I-beam.
Oh dear. No, I mean, it's very much along the lines of loud pipe save lives. And this is demonstrably bollocks, because if it was true, the European regulations would have mandated loud exhausts on motorbikes. And they didn't. Same thing with SUVs. If that was the way to make them fundamentally safer, that is where it would have gone. But yeah, Asmir, you're talking about head-on collisions, which are very rare collisions. It's normally 3/4 we end up twisting off. And that's where the smart car just ricochets off and the SUV loses a quarter. It's a terrible accident, but that's very rare accidents. You know, high-speed crashes tend to be horrendous regardless of anything else. But those are the less common ones. Much, much more common is it's not hitting another vehicle, it's hitting a lamppost or similar. Now imagine that you're hitting a brick wall, for example. Do you want to be in a smart car or an SUV? Or are you hitting some other sort of immovable object? Those are the more common crashes. You hit an Armco barrier or a telegraph pole or a building. But yeah, head-on collisions, head collisions with oncoming vehicles are extremely bad. Not say always, but no one is having a good time no matter what they're driving. Well, unless they're driving those vehicles from Demolition Man. Actually, unless they're driving a Tesla because of the glass roof. But yeah, if you think about driving an SUV into a wall versus a smart car, one of those has to absorb, I can't do the maths, 7 times the energy. And you ain't got 7 times the crumple zone. The materials used are not 7 times bigger. You're fundamentally going to be having a worse time the heavier your vehicle is. Also,
And the heavier the people in it.
yeah, but, well, I mean, yes, obviously, if you've got a fully laden 7-seater, it's even worse. The other thing is, again, realistically, you'll be braking. A smaller vehicle is much more likely to have a smaller impact than a large vehicle, because they're more likely to have managed to brake. Not always, one would hope. But those are, most accidents are, as I said, they are, you hit something immovable.
Those people that drive through the front living rooms of houses.
Yeah, I mean, a smart car won't even make it through. They'll just be like, bonk. I mean, as me, your best solution to have a vehicle that's gentle in your body is not to drive it into anything. That would be my primary suggestion. I'm really struggling to attach the winch here.
I believe in you.
It's the game's just doing the annoying thing.
How did this sideboard trailer get halfway up the right-hand side of the map?
Physics.
Is that there all along?
Like you were saying, there's a story behind every trailer.
Right, but was that there all along?
I have no idea.
Not one of the ones you just dragged in today.
Where? Sorry.
So, about a third of the way up the eastern side, above the gateway to Island Lake.
The sideboard trailer. Yeah, someone just abandoned it there by the looks of it.
Right.
That has been there all the time.
Okay, I should go and get that one.
So I do auxiliary Tesla self-driving stuff, and it does beep at you if it thinks it's going to hit something, and it's pretty good. But today, it was blatantly going to hit a car unless I slammed on the brakes, and I was just watching it going, "You're going to beep? You're going to beep? You're going to beep? No, you're not." I was quite surprised.
Yeah, but then they do say
Having a lay-in day.
they do warn you that it's not going to drive itself.
Yeah,
That's just
but
what people like to think.
it is supposed to do that. That is one of the things it is supposed to do, is to work out a collision and beep at me going, "Hey, you're going to drive into that thing."
Yeah, but it's not sold as being infallible.
Okay, but I've had it beep at me for things that it really is being overly cautious. It would have blatantly driven the back of a course if I hadn't done something.
Yep, get false negatives and false positives. But it's not there yet. But one day, hopefully, well, it's got to be, hasn't it? It's got to get far closer to...
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't under self-driving. This was just under manual driving, and I was expecting it to beep at me and go, "Wait, hold on," but it didn't.
Yeah, I know,
But the self-driving.
It's not sold as being infallible. It's the safety features are not sold as being infallible either. You know, hopefully they save you from killing yourself, but sometimes they get it wrong. False positives and false negatives.
I'm very surprised, though. In this case, this was a very cut and dried. There is a non-moving object in front of me, and I'm driving right at it. I was honestly surprised it did it so poorly.
So is there like a sort of feedback button where you can press a button and Tesla learns from?
Yes, there is, which I pressed. I always press it when I'm not happy.
Right. Good.
It says, I think it sends the last 3 seconds.
The button actually does nothing.
No, it sends the last 3 seconds of footage from all the cameras. The last 3 seconds are captured from the screen, all the self-driving data, all of just everything. The last 3 seconds of what went on. I think it's 3.
Yeah, that's good.
I think the important thing is, Malcolm, the concept of a train driving into another train is thankfully an extremely rare occurrence. So we don't worry about it too much. If it happened, a million times a year, like Americans like to drive cars into other cars, then I suspect we would have them. I mean, also bear in mind,
unrewarding.
Trains don't have... once we've done this last few, then we can go and finish off Michigan. We've got one more quest to do. Yeah, trains that drive into trains tend to telescope, shall we say, and not in the outwards direction, in the inwards direction.
Well, they tend to derail.
And Concertina.
No, everything else does.
I think if two trains hit each other head on, I'd be surprised if either one of them stays on the track.
Yeah. But yeah, also the same reason trains don't have seatbelts, which I don't like. I like being strapped into my chair. Like, I feel comfy. I don't like being on a motorbike because it has no seatbelt. So where I'm on my motorbike, I nearly always wear a backpack because it does provide some protection in the case of an accident, which is good to know. But mostly it's because I have a nice feeling across my shoulders.
That had never occurred to me that when you get on a bike, you just perched on it without a
You're just
seatbelt.
sitting there having a grand old time.
Well,
That feels crazy.
It's a bit. It's not quite that cut and dry because if you're on a sports bike, you're okay. You're cuddling it. It's more like imagine you're on the back of a horse, but you're cuddling the horse that you're riding. You're tucked behind the screen. It's all good. On my cruiser, I'm sat upright. If I am, let's say, going flat out in the cruiser, so you're doing 110 miles an hour, the only thing holding me on that bike are my hands. There's no grip with my knees. If I were to let go with my hands, I would just flip backwards off the motorbike like a sail, and that's quite scary. It's upright bikes are quite terrifying. I think Esmea was a trolley problem.
The funny thing is though, everyone I know that's had a motorbike that I know of has a horror story to report about where they've been knocked off or hurt.
No, that's a lie.
Why?
Sorry, sir. So that's exactly my point. If anonymous cars were the only cars allowed to drive on the road and accidents were basically eliminated, cars wouldn't require crumple zones, right?
Yes. Yeah, Max, I haven't.
You've had a horrible accident driving a motorbike?
On a racetrack? That's not...
It's still a horrible accident.
It wasn't... That's on a racetrack. That's
I didn't say on the roads. I said anybody I know who has had a motorbike has had a horror story to tell.
I don't have a horror story to tell. I've got a fucking awesome story to tell.
Mm-hmm.
And chicks dig scars.
Absolutely. Well, I don't really have any scars from it, unfortunately. So I've got a very boring burn. But yeah, I've never in my 10+ years of riding motorbikes had any coming together with anyone on a road, or even come particularly close. I've shouted at people, but that's because I've seen an issue.
Well, that's just part of the work.
About to happen.
They can't hear you, can they, with the helmet on your face?
Oh, I can shout loudly. What I do.
There's an element of good fortune there, of course, because you can be the best rider in the world, and some idiot in a car can still drive over you.
This is true, but very rare. Very, very rare. I think it's 87. It's a very large number. The vast majority of accidents are dual fault. The accidents where a driver did something and the rider could do nothing, could have done nothing, are in the tiny minority, and mechanical failures are also quite rare as well. Oh no, that is true. Actually, I have fallen off my bike once at a petrol station at about a quarter of a mile an hour because I got distracted, went to turn the bike, and it just slowly fell over onto the crash bars. Like, oh, whoops.
Embarrassing.
It was a little bit embarrassing. I can't remember if. So Henry, you haven't. You don't have a horror story. I can't remember if Malcolm has a horror story. Emmy doesn't have a horror story. So there's 4. My one doesn't count. My one is not a horror story.
Henry says you learn to avoid getting into bad situations. And Sai says I fell off my 125 tiny wheels in the rain going downhill because someone stepped out in front of me and I went for the brakes and had 0 traction. I should have been going slower.
Your fault. Also, 125 should not be legal. They're not safe.
What's left in Drummond Island?
Nothing, I don't think. So as soon as I finish handing in these things...
The fuel bells are right in the bottom.
No, I took that back. I don't think there's anything left. You can just look. You don't need to go there. You can just look on the map.
Oh yes, well.
So I said, second time I was on a roundabout going all the way around. The sun was low and someone stopped, didn't see me, and then continued and knocked me off. Agreed with the 125s not being legal.
There is one fuel carriage.
Oh yeah, but that I'm not going to worry about. I'm not worried about everything, and that needs a proper
I've
vehicle.
got a proper thing, haven't I?
Do you? It needs a saddle.
I've got a saddle.
I mean, I would also say that the vast majority of people I know who ride push bikes have got horror stories, but that doesn't mean it's something to avoid doing.
Really?
Yeah. Think of all the mirror. If I come off a motorbike at 20 miles an hour, I'm going to go ow. If you go off a motorbike at 20 miles an hour, you're going to have quite severe road rash.
You mean a bicycle?
A push bike, yes. Just, you're not wearing anything. Well, obviously not wearing anything. That would be horrendous. But you're not wearing any protective gear of note.
Hence, my friend does.
What does he wear though? Like knee pads, shoulder pads, back protector, gloves.
Yes. Yep.
Boots, helmet.
Helmet. Yep.
Henry says, I do-ish when learning whilst waiting to join the dual carriageway. A car stopped behind me and then drove into the back of me because they weren't looking forward.
Yeah. So, Matt, I mean, my bike gear, I wouldn't like to try and exert myself in it. That would be an unpleasant drive.
You've got to put better stuff on this Ford.
That's just in case we needed something small.
Poor choice. This thing only takes regular trailers, not the small trailers.
There is oh bugger, really? Because there's a scout trailer up there that needs.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
I don't want to worry about getting everything. It's just, I mean, I've made so much money so far from selling all this shit that I bought just for us to have done missions. Well, okay, I haven't got any horror stories about riding on the road.
That's good, but my dad had his spleen out when he was young because he'd got knocked off.
Yes, but your dad had no training on motorbikes. So training on motorbikes.
I don't know about that.
No, I do, because training on motorbikes is a really recent thing. So there was the Hurt report, which was from Dr. Hurt in great name, in early 70s, early 80s, late 70s, and basically at this point you could pass your car test, then just go and get on a motorbike. There was no training given whatsoever. And
it was along the same lines as you pass your car and you drive a 7.5 ton truck.
Yes, exactly that.
Well, we did anyway.
Yeah, well, we still, exactly that. And then you've got the issue that back then, protective gear was considered to be a leather jacket. Like, leather is not good. You know, you would have worn leather jacket, work boots, and a pair of sturdy gloves. And it was not this, not orders of magnitude different from the gear we've got now. So yeah, I mean, any story of anybody who was riding more than about 10 years ago is just it's an antiquated story. But even like when I did my test, I was one of the first people to do the swerve test, which was a new thing where you have to swerve between two cones to simulate a car coming out in front of you, and you have to dodge it. And apparently people were failing this and driving into the cones, and there was talk about removing it from the test because people were getting hurt. In the end, the common sense for once prevailed, and the thinking was they shouldn't have been doing their test if they're not ready to swerve around cars.
As Mia says, I once drove a motorcycle once. Enter. I don't know why she typed the word enter instead of just pressing enter. When I was a fresh new adult, an old friend from grade school was like, hey, I do stunts now, and then proceeded to put me on a dirt bike. ... I think there might be more coming.
The bike went one way, I did not.
Earth, sky, earth.
Yeah, there are no lack of videos of people on the internet going, row, 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 and then they just let go of the clutch, and the bike just goes, whoa, 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 whoa. You know, you very much have to respect motorbikes. They will kill you if you don't respect it.
Oh yeah,
it's like driving
the first time I messed with it, I speed myself into my junk. It was not fun.
Did what into your what?
Stoppied. I hit the brakes too hard.
I mean, that's an interesting point. I haven't actually hit myself in the testicles today, so it's a little bit of a 07 for my testicles.
That's a good day.
There's plenty of time yet.
Okay, so we're going to go to Island Lake next, where there is the last quest.
I need to saddle higher, I think.
Is that going to drag us out of this map? Because
Yes, it will. But I'm going to go and grab a drink first.
okay, I'm just making my way back to the garage
Looks
with the
like you
trailer.
got it.
Just gonna pull it with the winch because it's like, I'll come on this way. Yeah, come in with me, mate.
Now, I mean, I have taught people to ride motorbikes, and the first thing is an endless repetition of don't let the clutch out quickly, do not let the clutch out quickly, whatever you do, don't let the clutch out quickly. If you panic, just yank the clutch in. And
Grab everything. Grab the clutch, yeah.
Just grab the clutch. Don't do anything else. Grab the clutch, evaluate, think. If you watch almost any video of anyone screwing up either a motorbike or a car, nearly always, before they plough into the wall, you see the brake lights come on. And at that point, as we know from doing sim racing, the vehicle stops going in a straight line, not around the corner.
As Mia says, I think the only thing I learned from that was don't trust a stuntman to teach how to drive a motorbike. No explanation for the word enter being in the middle of what she typed last time.
I think she was maybe doing stage directions. Enter a fresh new adult. I am just going to go and grab a drink.
No, because she said enter when I was a fresh new adult, so that would be bad stage directions. Explain.
I'm going to go and grab a drink. I am ready to leave from the garage down to Island Lake. I should probably look at see what the quest is before I say that.
The enter was a remnant of a different thought. There we go. I was right. She broke. Her brain broke.
Flaming barrels. Oh, so we had to pick up flaming barrels?
It's a timed mission.
It is. It's the only mission we've got left. But what do we have to do?
Delivered to the oil platform.
But do I need? Do I pick it up? Do I need a winch?
You might.
Yeah, I'm. Thanks for that, but that's not a very good.
Well, worse than Siri.
It's really not.
Okay, I'm gonna go and grab a drink, and we shall have to work out how we do this mission so we are able to do it.
I've just remembered how playing lots of SnowRunner makes my trigger finger ache.
You're not playing with the steering wheel and pedals?
I am. I tend to chop and change constantly between them depending on what I'm doing. Like if I'm doing a long excursion down a fairly boring road, I'll tend to use the wheel. And if I'm doing manoeuvres, I'll often use the controller.
Yes, we need a crane.
Your confidence has gone up.
Does the Azyov still, or the Acton still have that crane on the back? Because that's really all we need.
Where am I? Am I nearly back at the base?
Oh.
Yeah. You do know you've got a map.
Lies and slander.
Well, as Mia says, let the clutch out too fast. Lots of revs, a little bit of clutch. It's just basically not like driving a car where you just let it off It goes. Whoosh. Am I going to have to watch a fucking video?
No, I looked it up. You need a crane.
I need a crane. Okay.
You do, in fact, need a crane.
A crane.
But it's only one slot, so you could do it with the Ecton.
Oh, yeah. Favorite quest ever.
And the rest of us are going to go with you and start grabbing trailers.
Yes, so if you drive a car, you do tend to let the clutch out very quickly. Whereas in a motorbike, you might not let the clutch out till 20 miles an hour. It's just
clutch.
You don't drive them in the same way.
I remember clutches.
Stop it.
Can't make me.
Right, just check if travel's expected yet. Russia could launch chemical attack in Ukraine, White House.
Well, yeah. Russia could also decide to just eat its own legs. Like, could is a very strong word. So
Yeah, no one's panicking over the nuclear reactor. It's just being blown
yes,
out of proportion.
the UN went, nah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier, isn't it? It's like, it'll be fine.
Okay, so do you want a truck? Do you need a truck?
Whatever. I don't mind using mine. It's just got its disadvantages of disconnecting and losing it. But.
Well, I mean, Tad's got the Western Star. I mean, yeah. If I recover and do the Ankh, yeah, if you take either the Ankh or the Ford, those are both accident vehicles, and I'm ready to go from there whenever Tad's here too.
Getting gas.
Yeah, so we'll drive down to Tad.
Don't you call
Well,
that
I don't think you want to
also
go this.
I
don't want to go this way.
being flatulent as well?
Going what?
Being flatulent as well. Getting gas.
Right, with you. Yes, but he's American and he thinks that's an acceptable thing to say.
Hmm.
So I need to go to Drummond Island.
We will be Island Lake. Let me just check that I'm not lying. Island Lake, yes.
No, you're correct.
But if you come to Smithfield Dam, there's a couple of vehicles outside. Pick whichever makes you the happiest.
Ham.
I am at Smithfield Dam. Right.
Yes, there's a couple of vehicles to grab. Yeah, we don't say gasoline. We say gasoleted spirits.
What?
And you suggested what, the Ford?
The Ford or the Ankh, whichever.
Oh, you recovered the Ford? Good.
I did, because you just left it in the mud.
I left it in the sand.
Oh, yeah, it's purple. Blah.
Purple and green.
Barney colors.
There's something wrong with this car. It keeps, there we go. It's like the diff lock's on. Yes, so we have mentioned before on the stream the question of who is responsible if your self-driving car has an accident. And by 2025, Tesla want to insure all, or nearly all, of their own vehicles. So they're actually starting this now. So we'll be able to, from mid this year, get your car insurance from the manufacturer. Because they are struggling. People are overpricing the insurance for Teslas because they are listed as a Group 50 vehicle. despite being very, very safe. So yeah, this is the first step towards your car will be insured with Tesla anyway, and they obviously understand the self-driving stuff. So that would be interesting. There's also stats coming, so you can investigate how many miles you've done under autopilot versus miles under manual driving. So they can already see how much you're doing in each of those.
I mean, the Tesla, all the telemetry it's got on it, does it do equivalent of a black box type?
Yes. Oh yes.
So if you're like a really crappy driver, like no, we know you're a crappy driver, so your insurance is going to be higher because the telemetry says so, basically.
Well, I mean that's a massive leap from it has a black box on board. It could do that. It's technically.
I thought black box was enabled.
Well, no.
Okay,
No, you're talking about telematics-based insurance. Yes, that's not the same question as you might as well say. Does a 747 have a black box? Yes. Does that mean the pilot's insurance changes if he drives badly? No. So yeah, so
it's crash reporting.
Telematics is the more of the term, and it can go die in a fire as far as I'm concerned. But Teslas do have full black box recordings, so in case of an accident, they can analyse, what was the driver doing? Did they push the brake? That taxi driver who blamed...
Were they holding the steering wheel?
Yeah, well, the Tesla driver recently in France that killed 4 people because he said the car suddenly accelerated. And the videos of it online, this car absolutely booted it down the high street. Got up to 70, 80, 90 miles an hour before smashing into a thing and killing people, smashing into a building. And he was saying, oh, the car just accelerated. And Tesla like, well, it isn't, because we've yanked the black box data, and actually, he had his foot flat on the accelerator the whole time. So he was either showing off or he panicked. Now... and it's currently opt-in only, you can turn on the internal camera. So in case of a crash, you can also access the internal camera's data. Currently opt-in, but at some point that will become, you can opt out, but your insurance will go up if you do. Well, it's not a black box in the sense of a like an airplane one. It's that the computer's recording all the telemetry all the time. So unless you manage to smash the computer that's in the middle of the car so much it doesn't move anymore, it's all written out to the SSD.
Accepted.
Well, thank you.
I'm going to drag it.
What is this paint job?
Oh, go on, I was waiting for you to go past.
Oh, yeah, but well, it's alright, just... Oh, if you need to get out of the way. I am at full lock. Doesn't have a very good lock this year. Oh my gosh. Tire buddies. Fucking tree. Smash. I believe Esmir, that's not...
So, tree destroying game?
No. Esmir says, have you ever stopped to thought about how you would react if you committed manslaughter because someone sat out in front of you because you react? That's not manslaughter. Manslaughter is where you accidentally kill someone. That would be death through no, not death through misadventure. That would be accidental death. That's not your fault. Like, if you could have done something to stop it and you didn't, that would be manslaughter. So manslaughter is when you accidentally kill someone. Death through misadventure is when you were both pissing about. That's more like just suicide. Suicide, really. In the UK, we don't get different grades of murder like you guys do. It's just basically murder or not.
I think, regardless of me thinking about how you would react if that situation happened, regardless of what you call it.
I
think you'd probably feel quite put out.
I don't know. I mean, if
I would feel bad.
If I felt there was nothing I could have done, I probably wouldn't feel as bad as if I thought I could have done something.
Yeah, but you constantly second guess yourself. Could I have done something?
Thank you. But at least there, thank fuck I have a Tesla, because I would have all the footage to watch and make sure if there is something I could have done.
Yeah, but you might not want to watch it in case you find out that you could have done something. You might think ignorance is bliss. Anyway, hopefully it never happens.
Yes. I actually have a bug. When I go into reverse gear, it brings up the settings menu, the details menu. Down on the D-pad menu, that one. Wow.
Stop falling over.
I'm trying.
Try harder.
I believe, Esmir, there is a concept of suicide by car in the States, where you're dressed all in black on a black country road, and you step out in front of a car in order to kill yourself. Again, get dash cam. If any of you don't have a dash cam, get a dash cam.
But I remember this bit of the map is horrible when you've got like millions of logs
Yeah,
on your trailer.
Check it out. Poop, poop.
That's not right. Why is it become detached? Oh, did you just drag
It's
it?
not attached in the first place.
Oh, you just dragged it. Oh, you in the saddle other.
Yeah.
What the? What?
This will
What?
work or something.
Why are there so many logs everywhere? What am I missing?
My vehicle just flung itself on its side, like just went whoop blop onto its quite odd.
Wow.
I don't think this makes any difference if I got it on or not. I'm just towing it. It seems to really tow really well. Look. It wants to be around here somewhere, doesn't it? Cool.
Yeah. I mean, anyone? I don't think dash cams. I don't think anyone bothers to steal a dash cam these days. Like I mean, like a dash cam. I mean, a GPS, sure, but a dash cam's not. Pardon me, it's not worth shit.
A GPS, like a TomTom.
Yeah, I had one of mine stolen many moons ago. Because someone said, oh,
Yeah,
so, but
do
someone,
it now.
a non-driver, said, oh, you should always remove your GPS from your dash and the mount and clean the sucker marks off. And I was like, you don't actually drive a car, do you?
I don't know what the stats are these days, but yeah, we've seemed to have come through a time where you'd have like detachable faceplates from your stereo, and
I've still got that in 2 of my cars.
yeah.
Tesla?
No, not that one.
Oh.
That's exactly.
Guess which two are the oldest?
The Tesla doesn't have a radio.
Right, I've taken my, I finished my first drive of my Tesla, and thought I'd better bring the screen with me when I go out of it.
Well,
What?
Be able to
So,
receive FM.
So you do laugh, but I have. That was one of the questions the marshals asked me, because aren't you so afraid of someone breaking and stealing the iPad? I'm like, well, firstly, it's not an iPad. Secondly, if you rip it off, it doesn't do anything. It's not worth anything. I've never heard of anyone. You'd have to be an idiot, basically, who didn't know what they're doing, going, oh, brilliant, an iPad. It is a bit of a shame the screen doesn't swish and fold away. I would like that, but you know, just because it looks cool. Oops. Now, which way are we going? Is it straight on, or? Yeah, my Pretzer and my smart card both have CD players. No, one has a CD player with a detachable faceplate. The other one has a cassette player with a detachable faceplate.
Nice.
Yeah, my Scooby is 25 years old next year. Still may I keep it?
Oh, I was gonna swap out the radio in my new car for a Bluetooth touchscreen nonsense, and they literally didn't have any.
No, well, what I've got, I have the best thing. I have 2 things, actually. I have...
This was last year, and they couldn't get any in stock.
Well, I have a... I do have a Bluetooth to FM converter, so you can just tune the radio in. But I also have a cassette converter.
Those are nice.
So it's...
Oh yeah,
it's
the
a
second converter's the best thing ever.
You can also get Bluetooth cassettes,
It's a
which
free
is quite
cable.
cool. Yeah, but so I did use an aux cable until recently because, well, I could, but now I need to use an adapter to use the aux cable, so I use Bluetooth. But yeah, Bluetooth cassettes are cool. The sad thing is, they don't charge off the spindle head turning, which really, really makes me sad. You have to charge up with
Bluetooth
USB.
cassette?
Yeah, it's a cassette that goes in, and you send Bluetooth to the cassette, and the cassette then does cassette things to the cassette player.
That's super cool.
But cool if they charged off the spinny spindle. That would be much cooler.
Yeah, that would ramp up the price quite a lot, and then you need some RF shielding.
Or are you just trying
Wait,
to
why would I
increase
need-
rotation?
Why would I need RF shield? But that means it doesn't have a. That means it doesn't need a big battery like it's currently got. You need a much smaller battery.
Or not one at all.
You'd probably need. I assume so. I don't know.
think
But
cassettes send power through the spindle.
they
would
spin
they? It's
the
just-
spindle.
So you want a little generator in it?
A little dynamo, yes. What, to run a Bluetooth
That
transceiver?
would be pretty cool. Actually, that would be pretty sick.
Yeah, see? Thank you. I rest my case, Your Honour.
As Mia says,
Like gear-ups.
Well, you've got that fuel trailer and the little trailer and the other trailer in this warehouse over here now. So.
Esme says, I had just bought it, installed it in the parking lot, and stopped. Oh, hang on, I missed something. The last time I strapped a thing to my dash, someone smashed my window and stole it within 1 minute of me parking. I had just bought it, installed it in the parking lot, and stopped somewhere real quick, came back to my car. Not only had it been robbed, but a second robber showed up and was... ... Oh, she's lost her train of thought. Now she's talking about cassette converters being so awesome. And the story remains unfinished. Worst commenter.
This man's having a weird day, apparently.
What happened with the second robber?
Goodbye, Max.
Bye.
Are you leaving, or did you get
Yes,
kicked?
no, I've had enough.
You have been with us for a number of years. You may be able to get the insurance cover you want at a better price if you shop around. What? That's your job. Because insurance companies aren't now allowed to charge old customers more. They're not allowed to they're not allowed to offer discounts for new customers. I can't remember when it was now. There was a change to the law of.
You're not supposed to be at a disadvantage.
Yeah. So they just messaged Mr. Chicken saying you probably want to shop around.
Esme is blaming Twitch for cutting off the end of her stories. Second robber was scouring her car for loose change. Well, the thing is, statistically,
Hold on.
thieves will return to the scene of their crime. It happens with burglaries all the time, because if they're successful at robbing your house, they'll come back later and do it again once you've bought lots of new gear and they know how to get in and know where you put things.
But my car is mobile, so how can they? Also, I don't have the chat cut off at all, so...
Because, as I just said, thieves often go back somewhere because they know it a little bit. They know what's inside, they know what you own, and you'll replace it with new stuff.
That's why, but with cars, the scene of the crime is mobile.
Yeah, except when it's parked at your house.
Oh, that'd be a silly idea.
Apparently, they can get your number plate and look it up.
Yeah. Apparently that's dead easy to do, and I'm like, go on then, tell me my address. No one's ever risen to the challenge, but it is dead easy to do.
Right, I'm going to get bed.
Okie dokie.
Ciao.
See you tomorrow. That reminds me actually. So on Tuesday or Monday, we're going to play the game that Malcolm suggested because it looks quite good. Somewhere between Terraria and Discord. No, Terraria and Stardew Valley.
What was it?
Core fight.
Or something.
It's in the subject.
Oh, Core Keeper.
That's the one.
Okay. Okay.
You have a snorkel. Well, so there are two types of people: people whose cars are full of crap, and people who've been on a racetrack. So my car has nothing superfluous in it at all, because it makes noises going around corners.
Such an interesting reason.
Well, I mean, so I took a friend of mine on track in his car a couple of years ago now. Is there anything in the car? No, nothing in the car. No. Boot tinted. Yeah, cool. Brake for the first corner, and there's an almighty thud. And he goes, "Oh, I've got some bottles of water in the boot." I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" So we had to do a whole lap with everything slamming around in the boot.
Oh no. Top 10 anime betrayals.
Yeah, I've seen fuel at 183 a litre up here, by the way.
We're about
Madness.
$4.15 a second, or a gallon a second.
The
Jesus.
UK prices are usually between 2 and 4 times the US. So yeah, so
Well, it's also yours is in liters for some reason, and ours is in gallons, which are considerably different.
yeah, but it's 2 to 4 times the price, not 2 to 4 times the price per unit. So yeah, but apparently you only import 100% of your oil from Russia, yet your prices have shot up anyway. I guess it's because...
I think there was an argument for what we import that's
shit.
refined already, because that's crude.
No, because the thing is, I've got this issue with, because I'm on a renewable only energy provider. The issue is, they're not directly affected by the price, by the fuel thing. Okay, it's safe as a...
They see it as a perfect reason to just jack up prices.
Because they are competing for the renewable energy. And if energy full stop has got more expensive, renewable energy has also got more expensive. It's indirectly affected. Why can't I see the quest? There it is. Let's go. Oh, this is the level where you have to stop by reversing.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's about 4 litres a gallon. So you're paying $4 a gallon. We're paying £8 a gallon. So $10, $12 a gallon?
Should we get some fuel from the trailer?
I like this truck.
That is a good
Thank
idea.
you for bringing it out.
I only have 32 litres. What trailer?
Just up here and to the right.
Oh, I was going to say, there's one where you're going.
Right, I'll say good night.
99.
Bit of a narrow road.
How narrow is it? Oh, and getting around those
Sorry.
roads to get up there is just awful.
I'm in an accident.
No problem. No problem.
Yeah, the UK had a very weird thing that because of the lockdowns, the petrol prices are actually shot down because there was loads and loads of fuel about to go off and they had to get rid of it.
Yep. Supply and demand funness there.
Right, where are we heading?
North, but probably back the way we came. I don't know. Let me get to the fuel and then I will check. So, flaming barrels. Oh, there we go. There's my testicle.
Oh no.
I say if we were a large
Oh,
stream, I'd
carry
ask
on the
for
way you're
07.
going.
I'd ask for 07s in the chat.
So you're into what kind of torture?
I don't know if we can take that shortcut, but out there, oh god.
If you've got the capacity to handle mud, you can pretty much go wherever you want in here. It's just gonna be slow.
I'm unsure. Press F to pay respects to my testicle, yes. Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure you've got a spare.
Yeah, just feel like Hitler now.
Oh no.
Hitler.
That's right, this map has been raining the whole time we've been playing.
Well, it's probably set in Scotland. Hitler, according to Song, only had one ball.
According to what?
Song.
And Rasputin was Russia's greatest love machine.
So, fun fact about that is there was Rasputin's grandchildren were still alive when that song was released. So imagine hearing a song released to get to the top of the charts about how good your granddad was at having sex. Follow me for other fun time-related trivia. Wow, I just drove into a lamppost in the middle of nowhere. That was target fixation for you. Also, crappy steering lock. I did feel particularly, what's the word, virtue signalling though on
Oh crap.
on Tuesday when I went to a racetrack in my EV to promote EVs for racing whilst listening to Robert Llewellyn on the Fully Charged podcast. If I could just charged off solar, I'd have got the whole trifecta. Quadfactor. That make me an evangelist. Evangelist.
Going. Hey, you seem to have gone a really long way. Round. You turned back after you refueled, did you?
I just... Yeah. So, where are you going now?
Oh, I don't know. Flaming barrels, you said?
Yes. And between you and Flaming Barrels is...
Road?
I'm not sure I would call that a road. I mean, the Russians might call that a road. I wouldn't. Welcome back, Tag.
Puddle?
Did you make it across? I wasn't prepared to risk
Oh,
it.
I haven't tried yet.
Okay.
I did take a wrong turn a minute ago, otherwise probably would be there by now.
Yeah, no, that way's definitely much shorter than the way I went. No two ways about it. But
I'm
your
going to
way
get stuck in the mud, am I?
your way is less. But you have got full-on mud tires though. Who the fuck is Simon Whistler? From Blade.
Person that kicked me out.
To be fair, I hate most games. I just have a passionate love for a very few games. So it's a race as it is, the quick route versus the short route.
No, not really, because I said I would have took a wrong turn, which I wouldn't have done if I was racing.
As we said, shortcuts aren't. I've still not heard of him. But I believe that he exists. 190 meters. 180. Ah, his odds clear. Come on, little truck. So we have to divide it because you've got more wheels than I do. So to be fair, you have to divide your score by 6 and I divide it by 4. Also, I didn't take any suspension damage.
Show contest. We've got a situation here. Blah, 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 blah. 10 minutes.
Do you have a crane?
No.
Good luck doing the quest. Yeah, it's not letting Tad connect again. It's probably not worth worrying about Tad. We're going to do this quest and then I'm off to bed.
Fair enough.
I love SnowRunner, but I do feel like we play it, we thoroughly enjoy it, and we get so little anything actually achieved. Like, why can't I see the quest? Oh, it's over here. Like, in the entire evening, we achieve about the equivalent of 3 laps in Live for Speed.
That's how you know you're doing it right.
It's not showing me any oil barrels anyway, I don't think.
Oh, that's bad. So apparently there was a bug where you could destroy them off the map, though, obviously. But they should spawn apparently nearby, but they might not spawn because you don't have a crane. I am merely guessing. But it should be listed obviously under the left-hand thing, which just lists all the items on the A level.
Okay, that's weird. Discord's telling me that since I've ran Mindustry as an administrator, I need to relaunch Discord as an administrator? What?
That's a bit odd. I would like to redo my Batman review. I'd like to raise it from okay to good. I think in retrospect, I think I enjoyed it. The soundtrack was particularly good for it once. Not as good as X-Men First Class, from which I learned everything I need to know about the Russian missile crisis. Which I don't know the thing, but it does seem a little bit hypocritical because America put missiles in Turkey and that was okay, and then Russia tried to put missiles in Cuba, but that wasn't okay.
I don't get any oil barrels. I've had this bug before. I'll just follow you because you keep falling over, and that'll be my contribution.
Yay!
If you ever get here.
I'm on my way. 90 meters. God. So it's 10 minutes to complete it, so I hope it's not more than about 30 meters away. The weird thing was, it was a 3-hour film, and there were only 3 adverts for other movies before it, which surprised me. Doctor Strange, Morbius, and I can't remember the other one. Oh, and an advert, yeah, the new Ryan Reynolds one that's on Netflix, which is a bizarre thing. There's a few of them. I think I might get some top up. Ah, you were parked in front of the quest, so that's why I couldn't see it. It's not those barrels just to the left, is it?
And they're not showing up for me.
Okay.
So it should be, yeah.
Well, I am the host, so... and this is the first area. If there are bugs in this, I'm going to give... Oh, did you try the loading dock? 6 feet to the right.
Yeah.
Oh. Get out there and bring back as much... Oh, yeah, one just spawned for me.
Yeah, that's what should happen, and didn't.
Deliver to the barrel platform. Oh my word, that is a long way. Are we gonna... We just set a route. Oh, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I think basically I can never do this quest because the game's decided that I'm not allowed to spawn the oil. Oh gee, maybe I can pick up this one if you stick it on.
Winch it. You can always winch it out the way. You can't put it in.
Out the way.
Yeah, just drag it. You can winch those. You can drag them off.
Drag it off where? Oh.
Not where it is. Outside of the trigger box that spawns it.
Yes, but you've got a crane. I'm asking you to put it on my flatbed.
Yeah, just drag it out the way, and then I'll restart the quest and see if it steals it back off you. Just drag it like 6 feet out the way. That's the easiest thing to do, rather than spend 5 minutes loading it into you.
Well, no, I can't because it doesn't have a. You need a crane to have attachment points on.
Ah.
You can only drag things with a crane. You can't drag them with your winch.
Oh, why is it attached to you? That's not what I wanted.
Yes, why is it attached to me? What might happen is when you restart the quest, it might delete them from my flatbed, but.
Rain mode.
Also, there's a log sticking out of the ground in front of you, in case you haven't seen it.
My legs are not retracting. Annoys me. I spend a little bit too much time fighting the UI in this. The driving's great. It's just everything else is just a bit ropey. Not in the good way. No, stop attaching. I just want to drag it like 10 feet out the way, or through that.
Yeah, we'll fall over. Yeah.
So I haven't fallen overall, but I can continue to...
Are you trying to prove that you're still useful even after you've fallen over?
In this case, I actually am, because I can actually fix this.
Okay.
But, you know, it'd be easy if you did it.
Well, go ahead, use your crane.
I will then. Actually, anchors. Under you go. Drive under me. Drive under that.
Oak. Oh shit, approved. No, is it? It's just the one, is it?
It is.
Right, so the question is, does it disappear?
I have a funny feeling it will, which will be annoying.
Well, I can restart the contest, okay?
Well, what happened?
Yeah, it's fine. Looks fine so far.
Ah, okay, cool.
Where have we got to take it to?
That. But let me get one on me as well, and then I'll restart it
Oh,
again.
battle platform.
Yeah, I've got a route plan. I need to put it in me.
Yeah.
I guess barrels are the opposite of ties. It's much easier to do it on yourself than other people. I've been following Snowpiercer, by the way. I've been overall enjoying it. Today was the worst episode, and I hated it. Not a ringing indictment, I know. Only a couple of episodes left, and I think it's the last season as well.
Right, you don't want to go through the mud, do you? So you're going to take a boring route.
Yeah, but it's pretty quick. It's not very far. I mean, you said we've got 10 minutes. It's not going to be a problem because we loaded it in exactly 0 seconds. I suspect it takes that bit into account.
Right, I'll follow you then.
I do wonder if I should stick in low gear.
It probably does take it into account, but who would ever try and do it? Pick up the cargo within their 10 minutes. Surely everyone picks it up first, and then restarts the timer. You'd have to be mad not to.
Yeah.
Unless you want to challenge yourself.
Ismir says that she hates things on the basis that it's too popular. That's why she's watching this stream. I'm at full lock left here, for heaven's sake. I don't need your help. Oh, well that joke didn't work, so I went onto a tree instead of you.
So it kind of did.
I keep switching onto... There we go. It just keeps switching onto a bloody tree stump. Yeah, there's a skid pan day this weekend, but unfortunately it's down south near Farnborough, or I would definitely go and do that. Apparently they can't find anywhere to do it up north, which is a shame, because I would very much like to do auto solo in the Tesla. So it's just basically a big car park, and you have to go and do the course in the car park without hitting any of the little polystyrene cones they put on. I would really like to do that, but they're struggling to find any venues in the north of the country. And I'm like, Tesco's car park? Hose pipe? Like, you could probably do it at Tesco's car park or something similar. I mean, ask them, don't just turn it up. But, you know, Sunday afternoon, I don't care, they're not using it. My local cinema has the biggest car park. But, like, it's got 4 car parks, and one of them they literally don't use, ever. It has no purpose. It's for expansion, I guess.
If you just wait a little bit, I think you'll be able to do it in a apocalyptic nuclear wasteland.
Can I charge in an apocalyptic nuclear wasteland?
If you've got solar panels, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to sort that out. Yeah.
As long as they haven't used an EMP.
EMPs are not quite as.
I think it'll probably break your Tesla though.
Probably not.
Wouldn't be a very good EMP otherwise, would it? As a weapon.
So
You could just
EMPs.
drive a Tesla past it.
So EMPs are quite dramatic things in films, and in reality, not quite so much.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be worth having if it couldn't stop an EV.
Yeah, but the EV would probably crash, but it wouldn't permanently scramble it unless it was powerful enough to.
It's only a matter of power.
Yeah, unless it's powerful enough to
To
rewrite
melt circuits.
Okay, but if it's powerful to melt circuits or rewrite the data on the SSD, it's probably killed me as well. Might just use a regular bomb at that point now. I love that $1,000 fine for littering enforced. Well, that's a lie, isn't it? Because we've left shit everywhere and they haven't done anything.
We're nearly there, yeah?
Yes, 50 meters to go. Wait, when you say there, you mean the next waypoint?
Well, that's all the game will tell you, unfortunately.
Yes.
Which is another thing I'd like to change about this game. And there aren't many.
I'm happy with it only showing in the next one because it'll be too easy. I know what you mean, but it would significantly make things more simple.
Would it?
Yeah, I mean, like seeing the whole route planned out would definitely. I have to keep.
Oh no, I only wanted to know the total distance of your planned route, not
yes,
not see it all ahead of you.
Yes, that would be nice. I hope I've done this right because the waypoint, the delivery point's on the left and the waypoint's on the right. Yep, that was seem to be correct. But there are so many trailers everywhere. But that is a thing for another time.
Smash the challenge.
We haven't actually done the auto solo yet because I need to work out how to download courses. But we can do, and we probably should do some auto solos because they're really fun. The liver speed physics is probably better at it, and it will be quite fun to watch the rest of you screw up whilst you wait for your turn. God, really have to fight the steering wheel. So, Mr. PlayStation 5, did you get Gran Turismo 7?
Do you mean? Oh no, I thought you. Right, no, I didn't. And then when you said that, it made me think you were asking if I got GTA 5.
No, GT.
Because that's just come out. That's just come out for current gen, isn't it?
Has it? Oh.
Yeah, it's like £8 on PS5 and 14 quid on Xbox or something. I heard.
Oh. I don't know whether the PC version gets a bump where they've got RTX and DLSS and things.
I don't know. I saw it marketed as being like, PC level graphics. So, woohoo!
Right, trust the waypoints. Trust the waypoints.
I wish I could play more PlayStation games with the mouse, though. That'd be ideal.
Yes, I guess there aren't very many. But you do have a steering wheel, and obviously that's the best way to play Gran Turismo.
Got a HOTAS as well.
Terrible way to play Gran Turismo. If you're talking about doing the manoeuvre in a vehicle, donuts is not spelt with a GH. That would be weird. That's exclusively a food product. Hello, Dora. Get off the steering wheel.
That's weird though, because the thing you do in a car is surely named after the food stuff.
Absolutely, but if you spelled it with the GH, I did donuts in my car would only mean I ate donuts in my car.
It does sound less cool. Sounds like you've just done some various pastry items.
That's pretty cool.
It's not cool.
It's pretty cool.
You wouldn't say it in Fast and the Furious.
Hooray!
I've just done some custard donuts, boys.
there we go. I have now officially completed 50% of the game and 100% of Michigan. Out of curiosity, Si, what's your Michigan completion?
What on?
Press down on the
On
D-pad.
PlayStation, I don't know. I've done about half on this and half on the PC version, I think. 91.
91%. Okay, that's not too bad. So yeah, next episode. I am personally the opinion that for the moment I think Russia can go fuck itself. So we still have, or I have Wisconsin 0%, Yukon 20%, and Alaska 15%. So I still have no lack of things to do.
Good night.
99. Oh, I remember the Yukon. Wow, there's only 2 maps on the Yukon. And Wisconsin, 2 maps. Oh, blimey, 2 maps, one of which I haven't. Oh, crikey. I haven't even started Wisconsin, apparently. Awesome. Well, let's see what the stats are. And I think tomorrow is
Very cool.
supposed to be at Live for Speeds. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow with Live for Speeds.